CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson paid for by the settlement specialists.
Attention, all women who use popular hair straighteners or relaxers like Motion, Dark and Lovely, Olive Oil Relaxer, or Organic Root Stimulator. If you or a loved one were diagnosed with cancer such as ovarian, endometrial, or uterine cancer, or endometriosis, after using these hair straighteners, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call 800-816-3671 now to see if you qualify. A recent study in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute concluded that frequent users of chemical hair straighteners were twice as likely to develop uterine cancer. A separate study found that these hair straightening products contain hormone-disrupting chemicals. Call 800-816-3671 to see if you qualify for significant cash compensation. If you or a loved one use chemical hair straightener products like Motion, Dark and Lovely, or other popular brands and developed ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, or other illnesses, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call 800-816-3671. Don't wait. Time is limited to file a claim. Call 800-816-3671. 800-816-3671. 800-816-3671.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, all right, so Diamondbacks lost. But it's okay, because the Dodgers lost, too.
Yeah, we didn't lose any ground.
So it'd be nice is if the Dodgers lose today, the Diamondbacks don't play again until tomorrow.
Right.
That means if help me out here. If the Dodgers lose, are we a game back or are we half a game back? Because right now we are 1.5 games back.
We would be a full game back. We would gain a half game just by not doing anything at all.
We should do that more often.
The trick is to win when they lose.
Right.
And lose when they lose.
How about we win when they lose and win when they win, and we just keep winning?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's my plan.
But if you can figure out a way,
Yeah.
this is how you keep the race tight all the way through the summer.
I want to keep it tight. I would rather us pull ahead and be better.
Well, the Dodgers are going to be there all summer. I mean, unless something catastrophic happens, like they lose their entire rotation, the Dodgers will be there all summer long.
Well, I'm just saying, at least at this moment, if they, by the way, who are they playing today? Who are, I know they're playing somebody today, aren't they?
Dodgers?
Yeah, the Dodgers is playing somebody. They're playing the Rays.
Oh, that's going to be a good series.
Right?
Some people are saying that that's a World Series preview.
Tampa Bay Rays have looked really good. So let's just say go Rays.
Hashtag go Rays.
And push back the Dodgers there a little bit. And maybe we can continue to live this dream a little bit longer of the Diamondbacks being something else. 888-368-1580. Robert from Surprise says, let's face it, Dodgers have another $100 million to spend on a good player. They're going to win the division again. Well, right now, they're not that much better than the Diamondbacks.
You know, I would say not so fast, just because, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Diamondbacks fan, but you have a little, you got a little issue to deal with there in San Diego. The Padres, if they get hot, they could rat off 12 wins in a row, no problem. And if the Dodgers, they could lose a lot of ground quick if they get into some sort of a slump themselves. I think this is going to be at least a 2-horse race.
I'd like a 3-year slump for the Dodgers.
And then look out for the Giants. I mean, the Giants are much improved.
What do you think Keon's doing in there? I was just curious what he's doing in there. Sorry.
What are you doing in there, Keon?
He hasn't peeped a word since we started this show.
What are you doing? You writing?
What are you doing in there?
Writing love poems?
No, I
taking English lit exam.
No, I'm
checking out girls on Tinder.
I'm trying to last second get this visa update in there.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Sorry, I just looked over at you and you're down looking at your crotch, and I'm like, well, I mean,
ooh,
we've all been there.
Maybe he was looking, writing some love poems.
Right, but he wasn't looking at his crotch; he was looking at his phone then.
Oh, how I miss when it's daytime.
My phone was here on the desk. I was doing some stuff on the computer.
Right.
Then I got a text from a friend of mine because he's going to be in town this weekend.
Sure.
And so then I looked down at it, but then I was going to go back to the computer because I got to do this.
I think I look at my crotch more than I do my phone. To be honest. I mean, you would too. Seriously. Anyway, Robert from Surprise says, let's go Rays.
So many things I wanted to say.
My best friend and neighbor is the first base coach for the Tampa Bay Rays. Name is Chris Prieto. Why does that name sound familiar to me, Robert? Why is that name familiar?
Because he's the first base coach for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ah, crap. The Dodgers don't play today. They play tomorrow. Oh, I read that wrong.
Well, we won't gain any ground today.
Yeah, Bruno Baller, I see that too. Thanks. Yeah, well. Oh, well. But still, they have a tougher opponent than we do. We just have the Red Sox.
We do have the Red Sox, and we are at home. Are the Dodgers at home? I don't know. I have to look.
I can look right now. No. The Dodgers are not at home.
The Dodgers are in Tampa Bay?
Yeah. If the Angels can sweep the Red Sox, I feel pretty good about the Diamondbacks' chances. I mean, no, we don't have Shohei Ohtani or Mike Trout hitting home runs or anything, but, feel like that's a good matchup. And by the way, Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout both hit home runs. They swept the Red Sox. And that makes me wonder, how long is Shohei going to be on the Angels? I thought everybody was saying he was getting traded off the Angels and don't get used to seeing him.
Well, I mean, the trade, depending on what the Angels are doing this year, the trade deadline comes up, about halfway through the season here.
Why don't they just do it now? If they're talking about doing it now, why are they waiting?
Well, I think the Angels are trying to figure out a way to pay Shohei Ohtani something like $500 million to keep him on the team.
And unlike Patrick Mahomes, that would be all guaranteed.
Wow.
So
I want to be Shohei Ohtani.
$500 million.
Blimey. Anyway, so yeah, we've got the Sox at home tomorrow. Dodgers are visiting Tampa Bay Rays as well. So we'll have an idea of what kind of shape the Dodgers are in because they play at 3:40. The Diamondbacks play at about 6:40. So at least we'll know, are we a half game? Are we a game? What the hell's going on there?
Well, I'm pretty excited about the Diamondbacks because this game tomorrow night opens up, I think it's a 10-game homestand.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be home for a while. In fact, I'm thinking about going to a game.
3 against Boston, 4 against Colorado. starting on Memorial Day, Monday. And then you got Atlanta that comes in on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series.
How they playing?
Then Atlanta's hot.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, Atlanta's hot.
So if I want to watch the Diamondbacks win,
I would say go to see one of the Colorado games.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. 888-368-1580. So other things that are going on outside of baseball, I'm sure we'll have more to talk about on that tomorrow, is the hockey. How about that? Remember that somebody texts in and says, is that Kachuk going to get himself a goal?
Yep.
We're like, Kachuk who? And we're like, Matthew Kachuk. And he did.
Yeah,
twice.
4.2 seconds left in the game.
Bam. Bam. Yeah, the Panthers beating the Hurricanes 4-3, eliminated them in a sweep. Now, here's the question. Every time there's a sweep, then you got the other guys getting ready for a sweep. Is it going to be the same thing? Do you think the Dallas Stars are going to win at home? Or do you think that the Vegas Golden Knights just have their numbers so solid, they also will sweep?
I think this series is over.
Well, that doesn't mean they're going to sweep.
I think that I think Vegas wins this game.
What do you say, Keon? Knowing absolutely nothing about hockey, have an opinion.
I mean, I feel like a sweep's coming.
I'd like to see a sweep.
The way this series has gone.
We didn't get the dual sweep in the NBA. I'd like to see a dual sweep somewhere.
Well, I'm pro Vegas because of the dirty hit by the captain of the Dallas Stars. It was a dirty hit, and there's I don't think there's any
dirty
any place in the NHL for that. I don't know what his problem was, but you don't go cross stick a guy on his neck. You could injure this guy for the rest of his life.
That was dirty pool. That was a hockey frustration 101. Right there.
Well, whether you're frustrated or not, I understand there's emotion. You don't try to intentionally hurt another player.
Oh, you know what else is going on in hockey? The Team USA is out there playing, and they beat the Czech Republic 3-0, and now they are unbeaten and on their way to the semifinals.
Is this the men, or is this the youth?
The dudes.
The Ute.
It's the men. It's I think it's the men.
Okay.
There's man names.
Well, you have to look at the
it says unbeaten Team USA.
Unbeaten team. All right, good. So the collegiate style team, not the youth team.
All right. See, I'll say some names. You tell me if they sound like NHL players.
I have no idea.
Nick Perbix, Casey DeSmith, Jonas Signal.
I have no idea.
Nico Strum.
I have no idea.
Oh no, he's for the Germans. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know.
Then you'd have to say it. Nico Strum.
The head coach is David Quinn.
Well,
Matt Coronato.
Obviously, those are men.
Yeah, I didn't say if they were kids or not, but it doesn't matter. Team USA, unbeaten.
USA.
We're going to go into the Stanley Cup, likely Vegas Golden Knights and the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't know in that case who wins. I mean,
Florida's been playing lights out hockey, and they were another team that snuck in. They were one of those kind of like the Miami Heat. They kind of got in by the skin of their whiskers on their chinny chin. That's how they got in, and then they got hot. They started playing hockey. The Florida Panthers, their trek to the Stanley Cup playoffs went through Boston, who, by the way, Boston was my pick to win the damn Stanley Cup, and they choked in the first round against Florida. So that'll tell you what kind of a team you have on your hands here in the Florida Panthers. They're gritty. They are smart. They're tough, and they are a team that are very opportunistic. You cannot turn the puck over on these guys because they will hurt you.
So you think Vegas Golden Knights or Florida Panthers? I'm going to say Vegas Golden Knights. They just seem like a freight train.
Well, Vegas is playing great hockey too, but I think my pick, my long shot. I'll take the long shot. I'll take Florida.
I feel a bet coming on.
Okay.
But let's see what happens because it ain't over yet. The Dallas Stars still have a chance, but it's, not likely.
I hope Vegas puts them away.
Do we determine if the men's hockey, that's men's hockey, right? That's just Team USA.
Keon doesn't know. He was staring at
Does
his
Team
crotch
USA
again.
for hockey use pro players or they use college kids?
Well, it depends. Olympics, yeah, they have the professional players. But in
that was men's.
In the
that's what I thought.
the world round robin stuff, they play with the collegiate age players.
It doesn't matter. We're unbeaten.
Per the Team USA hockey website. It's
Right.
the men's.
America, USA.
America.
Bruno Baller, I'm sorry, Heavy Metal Maniac says, hey guys, I just want to let everybody know that today from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., all Circle Ks are having 40 cents off a gallon of gas today only. See, that's a cool thing, but they should have done it for more than a couple hours because it's just going to be cars lined up around the damn block. I would avoid it. You know, this is your chance to just go someplace else.
Between 4 and 6?
Yes, between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m.
I'm going to have to leave.
You are not leaving.
I need to leave.
You don't need to leave.
I got to fill up my car.
I think you're fine. Yeah, all you'd end up doing is sitting in line for a ridiculous amount of time.
40 cents off. I'd go in and get me one of those big gulps.
Yeah, and then you'd have to pee as you're sitting there waiting in line.
I have a big gulp cup.
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to empty it to fill it.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Bruno Baller says Las Vegas and South Florida representing the Stanley Cup final. Who saw that one coming? It's a good point.
Well, Vegas has been strong all season long. I mean, I have no problem with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
This is going to be the most degen Stanley Cup you've ever seen. Navy Brad says, for the Stanley Cup final, I see Vegas and Florida. Golden Knights will take it in 7. There you go, Brad. Robert from Surprise says, I think that was a retaliation cross-check. Paid the Knights for penalized twice for cross-checking to the lower back. You know, you don't penalize a team like that. You penalize the guy. You know, if you're going to go after a guy for cross-checking, go after the guy who cross-checked.
I don't know. Nobody's talking about how the Vegas Golden Knights cross-checked some guy in the back. Nobody's talking about this was retaliation. What everybody's talking about and what I saw with my own 2 peepers was that this guy, first of all, he checked him. And then while he was down in an undefensible position, in an awkward position, he cross-checked him to his neck.
Yeah.
Retaliation or not, you got to have a line somewhere. You can't endanger somebody's life. As tough as these guys are, when you get to the point where somebody could die, you just can't go.
Or
there.
you could paralyze him.
Yeah,
he could have broken a vertebrae. He could have
suspend that guy
and his career.
Yeah, 2
or
games. 2 games.
All right.
And I got to tell you, I don't think it's long enough.
Yeah, I agree. That was dirty. Let's see. Pinocchio says, afternoon, gentlemen. Phase 2 of our greatest comeback in NBA history is going down tonight. Celtics by 5. Beer me Randy, please. No. We should cut him off. He's drank enough. What? If he thinks that the Celtics are going to have the greatest comeback of NBA history,
let him have
He's just being a fan.
Let him dream.
Fans can be delusional without being drunk.
You talk crap like that at a bar, they cut you off immediately.
People come here to dream.
All right.
Let him dream.
Dream away, little Pinocchio. Someday you'll be a real boy. Number 1 Rattlers fan says, hey, Keon, what are you doing this weekend with your out-of-town guests? How does he know you have out-of-town guests? Oh, that's right. You said you have a friend from out of town.
Yeah, and then there's just one guest. There's not multiple. It's just a friend of mine from college. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Oh, Chattanooga? He's coming in from Chattanooga?
Well, that's the thing is he moved out to California afterwards. And so that's where he's been. And now that I'm in Phoenix, we're actually geographically closer than we've ever been.
45-minute air flight.
Yeah, so he it was Memorial Day weekend, and he wanted to stop by and visit. So
you guys will memorialize. That'd be fun. Yeah. So I guess Rattler fans suggest going to a Rattler game. Of course, that was his suggestion.
No, I would love to. I'll see if I can pull.
Hey, Rattler fan, why isn't your team want to be on our radio station anymore?
Oh no.
Hey, Rattler fan, why don't you talk to Coach Guy and those guys over there?
I think we're good. Yeah.
Find out why they're not on our station anymore.
I don't know. We're good. Big George says, those anti-Sunbelt states, Canadians are fuming with a Las Vegas and Florida Stanley Cup final. Ha, Canadians. Yeah, this has really got to bug them. It's bad enough when an American team wins. Hold on. I think I have to cough.
But it's American enough that it's the glitter and glamour of the Las Vegas Strip and the Sunshine State of Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 places where nothing good happens after like 1 a.m. ever.
And as far away from Canada as you can get.
Yep. Radio Ron says 4-7. Are those the odds that we're going to make it the rest of the week without being fired? Or oh, he means the Circle K gas thing is going from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Oh, thanks, Radio Ron.
I think that's what he's saying.
I still need to leave now.
Okay. 888-368-1580. Go ahead.
I just want to say about the Canadians complaining. You had 3 teams in the playoffs. They could have been here.
It's true.
If they were good enough, they'd be here.
Hey, he does not speak lies here.
I'm sure a lot of players on these teams are Canadian. So they'll have
You've
that.
got
so enjoy that
all
going
sorts
for
of
them.
Canadian, Russian.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got
Sure.
all kinds of players.
Bruno Baller says, I guess you can say what happens in Vegas doesn't happen in Canada. Not even close. Not even a
No.
little bit.
Whatever the opposite of what happens in Vegas is what happens in Canada.
So Heavy Metal Maniac went ahead and filled us in about the Circle K gas thing, which is nice.
Okay.
But it's also National Wine Day. Now, I don't drink wine. You don't drink wine.
Well, I occasionally with
Well,
Miss
not
Kim.
with a purpose.
With
you
Miss
know?
Kim, yeah. I mean, I don't go home and snap open a bottle of I don't know. I don't even know, a Chardonnay, I guess. I don't even snap one of those babies open and pour me a big, large glass. No.
Keon, being a millennial, whining is a big part of his life. We're talking about bottles of wine, or for in your cases, boxes, because you're a millennial.
All of the above apply. What are you saying?
Do you drink wine at all? You drink some wine?
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you like?
I don't have preferences really.
Don't say Boone's Farm,
whatever.
please.
I don't have any wine in my house,
Yeah.
for instance, but should I so happen to cross some wine, I will drink it. Yeah.
Somebody hands me a glass of wine, I'll be like, all right. But I always make that drink wine face. It just tastes like medicine to me. I can sit there and drink whiskey and just not even flinch. I can have any kind of deep, dark, bitter beer and not even be phased. But wine always makes me go, for some reason. But, I don't know if it's because I'm getting the wrong wine or good wine. I can't tell you what's good wine or bad wine. I have no idea how it works. All I know is today is National Wine Day. And that's why Ralph's not on the show, because they whining about what happened with the Lakers was going to be unbearable.
I see.
He says he'll be on tomorrow. So
All right.
load up your weapons, boys. He's ready for you. But so a National Wine Day, turns out red wine is the country's favorite wine,
Oh, yeah.
followed by white.
I think everybody drinks red wine, except for Taylor Swift. I saw her on the commercial.
That's true.
Apparently, she drinks the white wine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that guy, I think that was an overpour.
Yeah.
And I guess the mistakes we make. Now, pay attention, because here's the thing. The reason I'm going to give you some education on this, and I'm basically educating you from something that educated me, is women love wine. And we need to know a little bit of something about wine so we don't look like complete doofuses when it comes to the ladies.
All right.
So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, so pay attention. The top mistakes that we make when drinking wine is holding glass by the bulb instead of the stem. You got to hold it by the stem, or you heat it up. It'll get too warm. So when you bring your gal a glass of wine, show her you know something. Bring it by the stem and not by the bulb.
Okay. All
I
right.
feel like it's more manly to hold it by the bulb, like like a Viking. But no, you got to hold it by the stem, or you just wrong.
All right.
Also, you don't want to open up a bottle wrong. Because if you do it all caveman. You get pieces of cork in the bottle.
Yes,
that's a party foul right there.
Yeah.
And then how many glasses of wine would you think is appropriate for one sitting?
9.
How many are in the bottle?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think 5. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Miss Kim imbibe. She gets maybe a glass or two in an evening.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But she's taught me how to, open it up and let it breathe a little. Don't put the cork back into it. Let it breathe a little.
So if you want the best wine for your lady, French, just go with anything that sounds French.
Huh?
I don't know. I just feel like that's probably the best.
Isn't that most of them?
No, there's California wine.
Oh, that's true.
There's Australian wine. There is Arizona wine.
I know that
we have wineries up in the Cottonwood region.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The good news is you don't have to spend tons. 42% of Americans say anything over $10 qualifies as a nice bottle.
Anything over $10?
Yeah. I feel like 20 is probably probably a better rule of thumb.
Are you going to die? Do I need to give you mouth to mouth, I hope?
No, we're not doing that. I'm going to take a break, figure out why I'm coughing like this, and we'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA playoffs continuing tonight. The Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. It is game 5. The Celtics coming off a game 4 victory and trying to claw their way back after a 3-0 deficit. The Celtics are an 8-point home favorite tonight, minus 114 against the spread. The Heat minus 106, getting 8 points. On the money line, Miami plus 265, Boston minus 330. The over-under tonight is at 215. Boston trying to force a game 6 on Saturday. Miami trying to get to the NBA Finals and a date with the Denver Nuggets. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Memorial Day sale, May 26th through June 5th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
Oh, you better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Feels like my microphone sounds weird too.
It sounds fine,
Does
man.
it sound weird? Does this microphone sound weird to you? Sounds weird to me.
Sounds fine. You sound normal.
I don't know. So I was taking this blood pressure medication, and they're like, one of the side effects is it could make you cough. And I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. They were right. It made me cough. I haven't taken it in like 2 days, and yet this little cough is still going. If Ralph had been on the show in studio recently, I'd think, well, here we go again, COVID. Okay. Did you hear that? You hear that? Do you hear that that static noise?
Yes.
Where's that coming from? Is that my microphone? See, I told you something sounded weird.
I'm not hearing it, but
You're not hearing that static?
no.
Well, quit beating on the desk.
I hope they hear it in their radios because if not, we just sound really stupid.
Are your M&Ms on the desk there? Could it be the M&Ms?
Electronic? That was electronic. We got to rewire this. Okay. Now I can't hear me at all. Did you just turn off my head? Why would you do that? What are you doing?
I think the headphone amp just went dead.
Oh, crap. We're flying blind, people.
Uh-oh.
All right, no, just leave it. Just leave it. No, we're fine. Just leave it. Here, just take your headphones off and we'll go without headphones until the break.
How fun.
So I told you something was going wrong. Here, would you unplug me right there? Just go ahead and unplug me. We're flying blind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There. Now I can hear. You can't. You just have to trust me. We'll get this sorted out at the next
You said
break.
that to me one time before.
Listen, it was not my fault you ended up pregnant. What were we talking about? Let's just go to the text line. 888-368-1580. King of Kitten says, she likes me to grab the bulbs. Then she grabs the stem. That is, see, that's a good thing to remember. If you're drinking wine.
She likes me to what?
I don't know.
And then she grabs the what?
Yeah, I don't know. Nurse Scratchit says extra long weekend off. Stella and Shiner Bach on sale at Safeway and Albertsons.
Huh.
All right, that's nice. That's good. I don't know what Shiner
Stella
Bach
and
is.
Shiner Bach.
What's Shiner Bach?
Isn't
It's
that
beer.
it's Shiner Bach is that beer
Shiner
from Texas? Good.
It's a Friday show.
Good night. Wow.
Yeah, it's not the microphone. Turns out it was just the headphone amp. We're good. Big George says your microphone sounds perfect, Jeffrey. Thank you. Fifth letter says, Jeffrey, what in the world is wrong with your mic? You sound like a transformer mixed with an avatar. Nah, joking. You sound fine. Yeah. Although if you'd heard what we heard, it did sound kind of like that. So everything's fine now. Everything's fine now. Thank God it's in the 3 o'clock hour and not in the hours that matter, right? Not
every hour matters, Jeffco. Every hour.
I was told that if this nonsense were going to happen, this was the hour for it to happen. All right, so let's talk basketball. Tonight, the Miami Heat are going to try to get it done against the Boston Celtics at home. And Boston heavily favored to win this game.
They've been heavily favored all series, haven't they?
That's a good point.
To win every game. Yeah.
All right.
And it's part of it is I think Vegas's whatever model can't understand what the Heat are doing.
Yeah, the computers forget it. Vegas is just hopeless and hoping, guessing that maybe something will happen, or they're trying to get people. It just doesn't make sense. Vegas, why would Vegas give plus 240 on the money line to the Miami Heat when the Miami Heat are very likely to win?
Oh, I got to bet Miami.
Yeah, I'm not telling you what to do with your life. You bet that's on before us. They know more about this crap than we do, but holy crap, I will put money on this on Miami.
Miami is a team that needs all hands on deck, and they've been getting that every game from everybody, which feels impossible. But Gabe Vincent did roll his ankle in the last game, and he has been ruled out for this game. So maybe they're thinking that that's a big enough shift in scoring, because he has been one of the premier scorers for them, that maybe it puts Miami behind the 8 ball in this game.
I heard the rumor that Hero was coming back, but the injury report still shows him as out.
Yeah, he's returned to practices, but I don't think that he's back in the lineup yet. He may come back this series, but we'll see. I don't think that they're ready to announce exactly what game he'll be ready for.
Let me give the number here. The spread is 8, and that is, of course, in favor of the Boston Celtics, since they are heavily favored right now. Money line on the Celtics is minus 305. Over under is 215.5. See, this is tricky. This is a tricky over under to think about, because Boston Celtics, if they go down at home like they've done in the past, you almost want to go the under. But the way just things went the other night, and then knowing what Jimmy Butler can do, I feel like I'm going to take the over on this. I'll let you guys tell me how you're going to bet. You're going to do the spread. You're going to do the money line, over under. What do you got, Keon?
Yeah, I think with the over under, I'm going to take the over as well. I think Boston shows up for this game.
Right.
I am inclined to pick them for this game, but just the way that the odds are working out with Miami, I think I'm betting Miami on the money line.
How about you, Randy? How do you want to bet this?
What's the total again?
All right, so it's minus 8 on the spread, 215.5 on the over under, and then the money line is plus 240, minus 305.
See, Las Vegas is expecting it to be around 215, but they don't know if it's going to be over or under, so they put a half in there. See how they're doing that, and they're trying to get you with that half. They're trying to make you. They're trying to goad you to take the over or the under. And not hit it on just the, like you like to do, on the push.
Yeah.
So I think that again, I think if Miami controls the ball tonight, you have a Miami win. I think that the Celtics will cover the spread, but I think Miami wins, and I will take the over tonight.
All right. I don't know who's going to win this game, to be honest. The Miami Heat, more than capable of beating the Celtics at home. Celtics, more than capable of stepping up and trying to keep this thing going. I guess real question on this is, if the Celtics win tonight, how worried should the Miami Heat be? So now you got a 3-2 series.
I don't know that they should be worried. I still think you're now going back to Miami where you're comfortable and you've been playing really well. You got a potential of getting either Gabe Vincent or Tyler Hero or both back. I just don't think that Miami should be freaking out, even if Boston were able to pull it off and win this series. I think it was reasonable to expect Boston to win a few games at least. So, if they win a couple, you still go back home, close the thing out.
Well, I guess we're going to find out. Starts at 5:30 p.m. tonight. So let's see what the text line has to say about that. 888-368-1580. Baker's Cocky Hen says Jimmy Butler must feel disrespected with Boston close to the same odds of winning the title as the Heat. I don't think Jimmy lets this go back to Miami. I'm sure he doesn't want it to, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, I'm surprised that Vegas has Boston so heavily favored. I don't mind seeing them favored because you're at home, but -8 on the spread. It just seems a bit much to me. Swazman says, I bet both money line and +8, very modest sum, but at least I got some action in the game. Yeah, that's the thing. If you don't know, if you just, there's nothing that's obvious, you go small. You bet small, you see what happens. See, oh boy, do I get to be right. But I wouldn't go anywhere near this thing with some real money.
No. There's too many unknowns in the game. And I do think Miami is good enough to overcome what they're missing. I mean, Gabe Vincent is a big piece on that team. When you talk about a guy that averages 20 points a game throughout the playoffs, he averaged 13 points a game through the regular season, but something happened between regular season and playoffs. He's at 20 points a game, and that's huge. If you miss a guy like that, sure, there are going to be other guys picking up the slack. But again, no Tyler Hero. Victor Oladipo was a big part of what they were doing offensively during the season. Oladipo's down and he's not coming back. So, you're losing yet another guy. And maybe that's where the line is looking like what it looks like.
Swazman also says, Jeffrey, you're right. Betting the line goes Miami's way. Yeah, they might close it out. And then he sends me some pictures of dogs that he's babysitting. He perfectly timed shots. He's throwing the ball in the pool, and those dogs are just playing Superman as they go after. He says it's pet sitting in Ahwatukee with Hank and Henry the Labs. Definitely water dogs.
Nice.
Those are good boys. Baker's Cocky Him says, I got $5 riding on the Heat, 60-1 still. I'm nervous. Boston might come back. Thing is, no matter what, the Heat still have 3 games to get it done. I'm pretty sure they can get it done in one of them. But it starts to get a little bit more nervous if the Celtics win tonight. Who was it kept coming on here? Was that Pinocchio? Yeah, Pinocchio saying, oh, yeah, this is it. Here's the second game, the biggest comeback of all time. Could happen. It could happen.
Yeah, it's not impossible. And I think this series kind of works itself out that if it were ever going to happen, this would be the series that it would happen. Just because of the significant injuries to Miami and the fact that when you look at it on paper, and I know you don't play the games on paper, when you look at it on paper, Boston's team is actually better. I don't have an explanation as to how it is that Miami's destroying them like this, but they are on paper a better basketball team. So we'll see. I mean, part of it is, just Jimmy Butler is just so damn good, and Bam Adebayo's been amazing, and but on paper, Boston's got the better team. So if it were to happen, this would be the team.
Taco Kenny says, Joe, Jimmy Buckets. Estodo. I forgot what Estodo means. Do you remember what Estodo means? Estodo. Silly Wabbit says, Jeffrey, how could you be complaining about the high quality 1580 the Fanatic equipment? Actually, this stuff is 5 years old. It's 5 years old. And you think about it. Computers are only good for 3 or 4 years. And we actually do have plans to rewire the entire joint. And now it's like, well, we were right, because certain things Randy doesn't have headphones on and it's killing him. When you work in radio and you always have the headphones on, when somebody's asking you to go no headphones on, messes with your head, doesn't it, Randy?
A little bit, but I'm professional.
Yeah, the funny thing, that's why Randy's talking like this, because he doesn't have headphones.
It's not true.
We're early. Go back and listen. You're very loud. I don't blame you. I'm not saying you're doing it wrong.
I said
that's why I turned up the monitor so you could hear yourself.
Oh,
yeah. It was very loud. It was very cool. I'm just enjoying this because it's funny to me.
Oh no.
Yeah, keep it in the counter. It might come back. Jagdog says, if the Celtics win the series, does the Miami coach get fired? No.
Eric Spoelstra can't be fired. I mean, he's such a good coach, and the team has no business being here in the first place. So for them to lose it, it would be a historic collapse, a historic failure, and people would be talking about it. But is it fireable? No, his team has no business being up on the Celtics like this as it is.
No, now the Celtics coach, there were questions if this went, the sweep, would he get fired? I still think the answer should be no, but hell, they fired Monty, so I don't know. I don't think Joe Mazzulla, but boo. I don't think he would get fired either way, right?
No, and now that the team's kind of fought back a little bit, and you at least avoid the embarrassing conversation about getting swept out of the playoffs just 1 year after, going to the finals and having a real chance of winning the damn thing. You avoid that, and that being the narrative and the story for the entire offseason. I don't think he's going to get fired.
Mr. Wilbur says, don't forget Jimmy Butler there. He is Michael Jordan's son. That's a hell of an allegation.
That's a rumor that's been floating around out there. And well, there have been Photoshops where people have Photoshopped Jimmy Butler bald, and just to see if there's any kind of
there's always some kind of weird. Yeah. Baker's Cocky Hen says, all right, hear me out. Trade Ayton, Jock, and Sarver for Spoelstra. Okay, none of that tracks.
This is not the NFL. You can't trade coaches in the NBA. You just.
Did he say Ayton, Jock, and Sarver?
Yes, Sarver.
Well, you can't trade Sarver.
He's not tradable.
And he was an owner, so you can't trade the owner. And also, he doesn't own the team.
Though. You could trade an owner.
Oh, do you know? Nobody thinks that that's a cooler idea than me.
Well, the problem is, in regards to Dan Snyder, someone on the other end have to say, okay. They'd have to say yes to that trade.
They have to want that.
And nobody's saying yes to that.
But to be fair, no one was going to say yes to Sarver either.
True point. Fifth letter says, hate to say it, but I think the series is going 7. Hope I'm wrong. Sure was when it came to my Lakers, but I have a feeling Boston will take it home tonight with ease and steal game 6 in Miami. These are all interesting theories. And I can't say you're wrong. I can say probably not, but I can't say you're wrong. Because you're not wrong until it happens, right? Big George says, wait, why doesn't Randy have headphones? Well, because the headphone amp just died.
Yeah, it died.
Yeah. Through no small part of me pounding on the counter. And then Randy delivered the knockout blow over there.
I got KO'd it for good.
Bruno Baller says, with this being the Indy 500 weekend coming up, I'd like to ask Randy, has he ever been to the Brickyard in Indy?
I have never been. I flew over one time, but I've never been to the Brickyard. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Sunday is a magical day in the Randy White House. Yes. Here's what happens. I get up early. I have maybe I'll have some donuts and some coffee.
Yep.
And I will catch the Monaco Grand Prix live. Then right from there, I start in on some bacon and eggs, maybe some pancakes this year. I will have some more coffee and a real breakfast. And then I will have breakfast brunch at Indy, and I will watch the Indy 500. And then after that, I'll take a little nap, grab myself some dinner, and I will watch the Coca-Cola 600 under the lights from Charlotte.
Do not call Randy White on Sunday.
You better be dying because my phone will be off.
Yeah. Now, even if you're dying, his phone is off.
Off.
There's nothing. There's nothing he's answering that phone for.
No. I hunker down and I get that TV fired up, and it's just bliss.
I do have a back door to be able to get to you if I need to.
You do, yes. You can always get to my back door, Jeffrey.
It's not what I meant, you weirdo. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Memorial Day sale, May 26th through June 5th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You know, I feel like we're just going to talk a lot of football today.
Boy, I hope so.
I mean, we've talked hockey, we've talked basketball.
Yeah.
We generally we do those kind of things. Oh, there's baseball. I got to talk some baseball.
No,
but
okay. All right.
you know, there's usually a very small amount of time for football this time of year. This is a very weird show. Like during the football season, 99% of what we do is football. You know, start to finish.
This time of year, though, not really.
This time of year, it's all basketball and baseball and some hockey and other weird things. You know, plenty of weird things. And so it's just we haven't talked a whole lot of football lately. I've got a giant pile of football right here, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. That's all I'm saying. We will do that here very shortly. Bruno Baller says, Randy, when will your adult beverage consumption start on Sunday?
See, that's the thing. I've kind of I've curtailed that for a time being. I've curtailed that, so I won't be partaking of any adult beverages.
I know why.
On Sunday. Why,
sir? Come down off the roof, sir.
I'm in my house.
No, you're allowed to be on the roof, sir, but I'm pretty sure the neighbors would like you to have something on when you do it. Sir.
But usually what happens is around the first lap of the Monaco GP, around 5 a.m.
Okay, 5 a.m.
is when it starts.
Is when the good times roll there, Bruno Baller.
Yeah.
Let's see. Taco Kenny says, can I come over, Randy? I'll bring some Cuban cigars.
I would love that normally, but no.
This is a day of solitude. He is Superman in the fortress of icy solitude.
Mm-hmm.
Why Superman likes to sit around a bunch of ice? I don't know.
You know, maybe someday we could do something like that. We could get rent a place. We'll get some smokers together. We'll get the fourth dimension. and we'll start early in the
It's
morning.
always been the dream.
And then we'll just go all day. It'll be racing
Yeah.
on some big screen.
Sure.
And we'll just all get together and have a big race day. So maybe next year, maybe 2024.
I am really hoping that 2024 is better than 2023. Because
Well,
this year sucked already.
aren't we all?
I mean, I'm glad it's almost halfway over, but this has been the longest 5 years of my life in 2023. Jesus. Silly Wabbit says, can I please make a personal request for some good don't text that in here, man. Good luck with that. Working on it. Cheesehead Bill says, humble brag here. Last week, I spent 5 days at Atlantis in the Bahamas, and QT paid for the flight, hotel, and they gave us $2,500 to spend while we were there. Love my company. They do a trip like this every year. Oh, so you work for QT?
Oh, no kidding.
You must be in management. They're not sending that kid who can never get my change right at the counter. So, you must be a bigwig there, Cheesehead Bill. Good for you. Nice. I mean, that's amazing. How long did the 2,500 last?
And what QT are you working at?
Well, I mean, he might be in management or something.
Well, maybe he's at a store. Maybe he's a general manager of a store.
I do like QT.
I like the QT. I love
Yeah.
the QT coffee.
Yeah.
It's always fresh.
Now, that's where I get a good apple fritter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the bathrooms.
You could eat off the floor in the bathroom.
You can. I'm not.
I'm not.
But they're big, and most of the time they're clean.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that's where I will stop if I had it. Anyway, so Cheesehead Bill, good for you, man. Mr. Wilbur says, are they Bosa donuts, Randy?
Well, they can be, because I could go to a Bosa. It's right there by the airbase. And so I could go and I could get a box of Bosa donuts. Now, my 4-year-old granddaughter is in the house, so I need to make sure I get the donuts with the pink frosting and the sprinkles on it. So that
I mean, it's a good idea to give a 4-year-old a donut.
Look, man,
that much sugar.
I have no responsibilities on Sunday. I've been relieved of all responsibilities on Sunday.
She's gonna be buzzing your tower with all that sugar. in her.
No, Nana Kim and her dad will keep her at bay. There will be no bothering Papa during the racing festivities.
You stick a big pink donut in that kid, she's gonna be like a balloon on a string on a windy day.
Hey, listen, you know what?
All over the place.
I'm a grandparent. It's my job to sugar them up and send them, home, or kick them back into play and let the parents deal with them. That is my
Good man.
job.
Good man.
I give them money and I give them sugar. I told my granddaughter last night, she's just turned 16, and Brookie's getting her license, and I told her last night. She said, "Well, I can't drive you around yet, Papa." And I said, "Well, maybe you can. Maybe I'll just give you my old car, and you could drive me around in my car."
There you go.
Her eyes lit up. She thought, "Am I getting a car right now?" And I was like, "Not so fast, Brooke. I still need it. When I get a new truck, maybe."
There you go. It's good to have a ride though.
Oh, yeah.
In case you need it.
Yeah.
Cheesehead Bill says, I'm a store manager and I work at the one at 35th Avenue and Happy Valley. And yes, they will also take the dumb kids. Kids come back.
They will also take the dumb
kids come back to change all you have to get is a perfect secret shopper shop, and then you're entered in the drawing. Oh, I see what you're saying there. Yeah. 888-368-1580. And that's not a humble brag. Listen, everybody here, I love hearing when somebody gets a great vacation.
Oh, yeah.
I have had none. So I aspire to that. I would never begrudge somebody else because they got something I didn't get. I mean, the only 2 weeks off I've had in the last 10 years has been when we were supposed to get married in Spain. And we did, except for she had the flu.
Oh, boy.
Had to take her to the hospital and everything.
Oh, man.
And so she had like a day of vacation. I had 2 weeks of taking care of a sick person. And, she, was able to get it together and pull it together where we got married in that castle and everything. But outside of that, yeah. So I look forward to a vacation someday.
I think you should. I think you should take a vacation time as soon as you can. Why not right now?
Right now.
How about right now? Since you're choking, spend your last few moments on Earth vacationing.
I got to talk to the doctor about this. I haven't had that blood pressure medication for over 48 hours, and I'm still coughing. When is it going to end? Has anybody had this?
Maybe it's allergies.
I just like that the description was that you might cough a little. and then clearly you're coughing a lot. Like that's not a little. It's not a maybe. That seems like a definite. You're coughing.
Most people do not have a job where they talk for 3 hours straight.
No.
So I don't know. Maybe
Most people.
Yeah.
Now, you bank tellers.
Yeah.
Help center people that are on the phone talking, continuously.
Yeah.
Those are people that talk like we do, continuously.
Mhm.
But most people don't. I mean, roofers, they don't talk. They moan and groan, but they don't talk.
The only thing I've ever heard a roofer say is,
Well,
when
that's
they
that's
fell
when they
off the
fall.
roof.
Yeah.
So outside. Oh, I did hear a guy when he was up on the roof of the neighbor's house, they're doing singing.
Well, yeah.
It was beautiful. He was singing in Spanish or Italian. I don't know what it was, but it was nice.
When I was in high school, I had a roofing job. I was in my junior year.
Told my wife, if I ever worked in air conditioning or roofing, about now would be the time every year I'd quit. And then I'd go back to work in October.
Well, it was about now I was starting because, high school let out for summer.
Yikes.
And I had this roofing job. I was kind of voluntold to do it because it was part of the baseball team I was playing on. And so you play ball at night, you do roofing at day. I fell off the roof one time.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't scream though.
Yeah.
I was like, whoop, hey. And then
Were
right
you
into the
out?
ground.
Were you out?
I think I was unconscious for a moment or two. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not working.
But then the
outside
crew
anymore.
boss told me to get back up there and keep working.
Come on, White, get up there.
Yeah, I didn't break anything.
Quit
so-
being a baby. Baker's Cocky Hen says if she is anything like my 3-year-old, she will only eat the frosting and the sprinkles anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what she does. That's what she does. But I mean, that's, listen, I'm Papa. I can do whatever I want.
It's true. Bruno Baller says you can give her a Dr. Pepper. They'll wash that pink donut down. Right
No,
there.
she doesn't like Dr. Pepper. She likes the, Nani Kim gets her, what do you call those juice boxes?
Oh yeah. No. When my son, who's now 30, was 4 years old, and I would take him back to his mom because we broke up.
Yeah.
And I would take him back to his mom, but only after a quick stop, at the Cinnabon, and then give him a nice big Mountain Dew to wash him down
Oh,
with.
there you go.
And I would go, get out, and then drive away,
Yep.
laughing my ass off. Those were the days.
Yeah, that's it.
Last Optimist says QT is great, but Buc-ee's, that is the ultimate stop for clean bathrooms. Have we talked about the Commanders losing the trademark application yet? We did that yesterday, but boy, those Commandos, they're saying, oh, no problem. We will get this. We will succeed in getting our trademark. Why don't they just pay the guy?
I don't know. They do have to worry about the Commanders Classic one. That's not, the guy doesn't own that one. That's a different institution there.
Right. So the Army Navy over here with their thing. Then this guy's got all the websites because he went out and got all the websites thinking, they're going to use one of these and then they're going to have to come to me for it, or I'm doing this for them. I think he's even said I'm not even going to charge. Right.
Yeah. I think his initial plan was, and then he just kind of, backed off of that.
Hey guys, maybe some tickets or
Yeah.
jersey or something.
But you can, whatever it is that he's asking for, it's completely in the range of that team to do. So they could do it, but they're probably not. I don't right now. Dan Snyder's the guy in control of the team.
They're
and
just
I
going
really
to try to
think-
muscle him off his land, huh?
I don't know what the plan is, but as long as Dan Snyder runs the team, I don't think that Dan's really, I don't think he cares anymore, to be honest.
Well, I think that the people who are buying the team, once they're in place, they'll make it right.
Yeah.
They have to. They have no choice. Silly Wabbit says, wait, what, Jeffrey? You got married at Castles and Coasters? I didn't even know they did that.
No, he got married at a castle in Spain.
Yeah. Near Malaga, a place called Ben Al Medina. And the whole time in my head, I'm thinking, funky go Medina.
You know what's funny is, and Jeffrey and I were talking about this earlier today. He was there, and I was also in. You call it Malaga? Is it Malaga or is it Malaga?
I don't know. I'm not Spanish.
I was told it was Malaga.
I don't know. Ask my wife. She probably says it right. I did.
But
Malaga,
I think
Malaga.
it's funny that we were there.
Yeah.
In that same vicinity,
But not at the same time.
Maybe.
Stalker. Fifth letter says, Jeffrey, go buy yourself one of those VR headsets. You'll be able to take all the vacations you want with that. My daughter has one of those Oculus things, and she let me borrow it once. I was like, oh my God, this is actually pretty damn cool. And then I bumped into the TV, and my wife said, you can't wear that anymore.
Yeah.
The TV didn't fall over, but it was just like, no, you're done.
Yeah.
Big George says, you know, it's love, Jeffrey, when you're willing to spend 2 weeks taking care of your sick spouse in a foreign country. Oh my God. Free healthcare is amazing. Spain's got that figured out. Here, not so much. Watermelon says, Jeffrey, the side effects from that high blood pressure are your blood pressure will drop. You may kennel cough. You may pass out from coughing too much. Well, I'm not taking it, so I'll be all right.
Just kennel cough.
I got the kennel cough now, I guess.
How'd they know you live in a kennel?
I hope they don't have to put me down. Screaming Eagle says, Jeffrey, some blood pressure pills have side effects of coughing. Quite annoying. I did get a different med, Screaming Eagle. My question to you as a doctor is, how long will this cough continue? I haven't taken it in 48 hours. When can I expect the side effects to go away? This is kind of messing up the show a little bit. Boomer Sooner, it's on the text line, says, Jeffrey, dead serious. If I had the money, I'd send you on vacation tonight. Man, somebody wants me off the radio.
Wow.
Twitty says, speaking as someone who's fallen off a roof and witnessed others falling off a roof, we rarely scream. Most of it is just a string of profanities all the way down. All right, guys, hour one is down. 2 to go is the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Give back to Arizona and be part of something bigger than yourself. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you open a door to make a difference, serve as a teacher, protect nature, support veterans, or help where your passion lies, part-time or full-time, student or senior. AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, Straight Striper, we did get married in Castle. He says, hopefully you got royally screwed in the best of ways on the wedding night. Good
Hello.
God.
Hello.
Jeez. My wife might be listening to this. Actually, no, she didn't really listen anymore. Yeah.
I'm sure she does.
No, this is about the time the telenovelas are on. Yeah,
Oh, well.
fire those things up.
Yeah.
Jeffrey O'Who. Slim Pickens hat says it's pronounced Malaga. Spent a year there.
Malaga.
Huh. Well, then I've been saying it more right. You said Malaga. I said Malaga.
Yeah.
I said it right. Malaga.
You did.
Oh, good for me. Slim Pickens hat. What were you doing there? Screaming Eagle wants me to know that the side effects of the high blood pressure medication, which I have quit taking, should abate in a few more days. So when I come back next week, it should not be coughing no more.
If you're going to abate, don't look me in the eye.
That's awkward.
Keon loses. 888-368-1580. You lost the game.
Yeah,
right there.
I just if this was real life, wouldn't have to say anything. But being on radio, there's a certain level of silence. I'm like, oh boy, someone should say something.
No, you're probably right. Navy Brad, I had this experience. We first started doing the show with video. Somebody said that to me, and it kind of was like, oh, thanks. And I was like a little bit weirded out. But Navy Brad says, hey, nice watch today, Randy.
Oh, thank you very much. Gift from Miss Kim. That was a Christmas gift, and I don't get to wear it very often. So I thought, bammo, today is the day.
I can't even see it.
It's this watch right here.
Oh, yeah, that's a very nice watch. It's a big one. You like big watches, and he cannot lie. Oh, Slim Pickens hat. Oh, you're a Mormon missionary. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. And he said, no, emphasis on male. Wait, now I'm confused. He says, I didn't say it right. It's Malaga, but you said M-A-U-L.
Malaga?
Malaga?
I think he's making us say stuff. He's laughing.
I don't believe you, Slim Pickens hat. I do not believe you.
That's what I think's going on right now.
Can we talk football?
Let's do it.
Please.
Let's do it.
Look at him over there sweating. Please, why? Is it getting too weird in here for you?
A little bit.
A little bit too weird?
Just a touch. Yeah,
You know what that does to me, right? That makes me want to keep it weird.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, hey, let's.
You shouldn't have said a thing. You shouldn't have said a thing. Why are you playing that music?
You wanted to keep it weird.
Not that weird. Not all weird is that kind of weird.
Sorry.
We promised Radio Ron we wouldn't do weird crap like this in this hour.
I'm not doing it. You're
totally
doing
doing it. Why are you doing it?
I'm not either.
I'm just trying to talk football with Keon. Now all of a sudden you're just making everything awkward.
No, you made it weird.
You made it awkward.
And Keon made it sweaty.
He did. He's a little sweaty.
What?
Why are you sweaty?
I'm not sweaty.
Oh, I thought you said you were sweaty.
Is it warm in there?
No, it's at least
it was warm in there when I was in there last week.
I'm at a good temperature in here.
I've shown everybody where the damn.
I know where it's at. No, I know where it's at.
You're hot and sweaty in there. That's just on you at that point. All right, so let's talk football then. Poor Keon, he can't hang with the awkward. All right, so Slim Pickens hat, real fast. He says it's Malaga. Okay, Malaga.
I feel like that's what you said.
That's what I think. That's what he said. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about cheating cheaters and the cheaters who cheat. And that cheater would be Noah. Well, of course, I'm talking about the Patriots, and I'm talking about Bill Belichick. So here's what happened. Today we heard that the Patriots lost 2 days of OTAs for violating off-season rules. We're like, wonder what the hell he did this time. Who did he record? Where were the cameras? Where was the audio? What was going on with this? And so then they said, guys, we've lost 2 days of OTAs. And then we find out Bill Belichick has been fined $50,000. And the whole thing revolves around off-season meeting violations. So here's what it was. I guess because you're in the OTA. What's the OTA mean, Keon? Optional.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's optional. And so he said, and everybody, make sure you come in here tomorrow. We got a meeting. Mandatory. Wait, I thought this was OTA. What?
See, I thought OTA was off-season training.
Yeah, it's not optional. This is not optional. Everybody get your ass in here. So somebody said, this don't sound right. And so they went to the NFLPA, and the NFLPA said, hey, you can't do that. It's not mandatory. This is optional. It's an optional early off-season meeting. And so then they said, here, Bill, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll need a $50,000 from you, and you've lost 2 days of OTAs now for that. Now, let's review. Bill Belichick getting fined $50,000 for violating off-season rules. That's all right. That tracks. That seems appropriate, doesn't it?
It does.
But then only losing 2 days of OTAs, does that track? Or does that seem weak? All right, you misbehaved. You lose 2 days of optional, off-season training stuff. Feel like, if you're going to take $50,000 out of his pocket and the team activities, over here, why?
Well, the thing is the OTAs that you get up to 10. So losing 2 is,
Mike McCarthy got fined $100,000, and that we're doing something different. They were just playing too physical, than when that happened.
Yeah.
So, all right. So is it optional team activities
or
It's
organized team activities?
Yeah. I thought it was optional.
And here's
but
what
aren't these optional?
But yeah, these are voluntary.
They should be OOTAs, optional.
They should be
team activities.
They should be VOTA, voluntary organized team activities.
Well, voluntary and optional, you don't need both those.
And the reason that they got stripped was because the players were there too long.
Wait, I thought they got stripped. Who are you talking about?
The Patriots.
Oh, no, they got in trouble because he called a meeting and said, this is mandatory. You better show up for this or else. And then everybody's like, well, we're not supposed to be told that. And then somebody reported it, and that's what it was. What are you talking about? They were how long were they there?
Well, it was longer than their allotted time to be at the team facility for a OTA.
Are we talking about the same thing?
According to league sources, the Patriots were stripped 2 organized team activities because the coaches scheduled
two different things?
A meeting that resulted in players spending more than their allotted time.
I think you're right.
At the team facility.
So that means they lost 2 days of OTAs because they made them stay too long.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick got fined $50,000 for calling an optional meeting mandatory. Holy crap, Bill Belichick.
He just did 2 things and just committed 2 violations in one go.
I thought this was the same story. You're right. It's 2 different stories.
Yeah.
Wow. Bill, you're going to have a bad season anyway. Steer into it. That's all I can say.
Steer
into it.
He doesn't know how to do that intentionally.
This is, I think it's time for him to retire. I think it's pretty clear that Bill Belichick needs to maybe take some time off. Needs to retire.
I mean, it's possible.
He's slipping.
He's never gonna decide that.
Did you say they had a good draft or a bad draft? I can't remember.
It was a pretty decent draft.
Do they ever have a good draft?
It was like an okay draft.
Like
but
they
no
had
saviors on the way.
Their first pick was a great pick. It was Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. That's
right.
A great corner there.
First round picks are hard to get too bad. It's hard to get those wrong, really, except for the Bears.
Yeah, if you're the Bears,
yeah.
I mean,
or the Arizona Cardinals, the Josh Rosen. I'm sorry, that's just a fact.
No, I'm with you there.
Or Keim trying to draft a linebacker ever.
Okay, anything Cardinals do in the first round is always going to be suspect. But Bill Belichick, he got one right this year, but they don't have a real quarterback. Not really.
What do you mean? I mean, mac and cheese is pretty good.
I think that they will have a worse season than the Washington Commandos.
I mean, probably, but their division's also tougher.
Nobody is scared of the Patriots anymore. Nobody. And that makes me happy as a Colts fan. Just saying. By the way, my guy Anthony Richardson, they're saying that he's just oh man, he's like Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. Boom, 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 boom. He's all over the place. He's thrilled, happy. He can't believe he's in the NFL. He can't believe he got drafted by the Colts, and he's in the training there, and he's taking first team reps, and he's just like he's just like, this is amazing. Even if he's a backup, he's just gonna be like, it's infectious. It's just fun to watch when you see the videos of Anthony Richardson just living his best life.
You just love to see that.
He appreciates where he is.
You love to see that kind of enthusiasm.
Yeah, I like this guy more and more.
And they say he likes to work. Like that's his favorite thing is just getting out there, getting the reps in, going in and watching film. That's something that in order for him to take his next step in the NFL, he has to do that anyway. The fact that he happens to love doing it helps a lot.
So one of the things when I was in high school that I used to love to do. Now, just follow the bouncing ball here. There was always the groups, right? You had the jocks over there. You had the stoners over there. You had the smokers over there. And I always go around the stoners and I would mess with their heads because they were stoned. And I would walk up to them. And as I'm standing there talking to them, I would shift my weight very slightly to where my body was very slowly doing that Michael Jackson thing he does in the video where he's kind of like, and then in the middle of a conversation, I'd say, well, we're all going down the lake and we were going to go out and just have some fun. If you guys want to come with us. And they would sit there and be like, they'd be and I know the best line I ever had is after I was messing with it. You're stoned, man. So now that bothered these poor little guys, right? It bothered these pale little stoner guys.
Yeah.
It was all in good fun. I mean, I was nice to them. So now I think about Anthony Richardson. Boing, 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 running around. He's all happy. You see the pictures of taking the promo shots, and he's just like, Do you think Jim Irsay, who's got to be on shrooms, is sitting there in a chair, and here comes, is having the same effect on him as I did on those kids when I was in high school? Like he's sitting there like, oh my God, I got to go home. That's a lot of energy coming from that one person.
Maybe
he's seeing these vapor trails and it's all Anthony Richardson running up and down the field. It's too much, man. It's too much. Snuffleupagus, drive me home. Because that, he's
going to be sick.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that, Jim Irsay sees things.
Oh, I'm sure.
By the way, when did Jim Irsay become like the vice NFL commissioner? You notice that every time,
every quote is
why?
I think he's just willing to talk.
He's the only one that stops at a microphone and comes out of an
like,
owners meeting.
Hey, you got to find Irsay because he's going to tell you everything.
It's almost like he's allowed. Like Goodell has been like, you talk to them bastards. I make $60 million a year. I mean,
well, yeah. Like if you're Roger Goodell, why answer any question and have people mad at you when Jim Irsay can just tell you, and then people might still be mad at you anyway, but you didn't have to say it.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's mad at Irsay. Irsay is just matter of fact, telling it like it is. I got no problem with him. I don't know. Is anybody mad at him right now? Because he does. He gets on a microphone. He'll tell you everything.
No, nobody. I mean, Irsay has kind of moved into that Jerry Jones
kind of not
territory where it's just like, I'm just talking and you're welcome to tell me to stop, but I'm going to start and we're going to wind up where we wind up.
I don't know. Like 1 minute, everything's fine. Next minute, every time there's something about the owners or something about a rule change, there's Jim Irsay just talking and looking bleary at a camera.
I've learned a lot about the process of the Commanders selling this team from Jim Irsay just talking about the entire process.
He was your first line of hope, wasn't he?
Yes.
Because he came out and said, no, this is going to happen. He was even as critical of Dan Snyder saying, I don't know how this is even allowed. You're like, oh my God.
Just one crack in that group of 32 guys.
You owe my Colts. Let's just say that.
Well, we're even because you sent us Carson Wentz.
I can't even argue with that.
Yeah.
That is
I feel like we broke even with that one. Yeah.
Rattlers fan. I don't know. Silly Wabbit says, Keon, if it's getting too weird in there, maybe move to one of the earlier shows. Oh, right. Come on, man. Slim Pickens hat says, LOL. And he says, I'm still saying it wrong. All right, but we did it based on your phonetics here. Mal, aga. Mal, aga. Malaga.
If you want those words pronounced differently, you're going to have to send different letters. That's
you're going to have to.
MAUL is mall. That's how you pronounce that. So if you think that that's not pronounced correctly,
we grew up hooked on phonics. You're going to have to help. Big George says Anthony Richardson is acting like Derek Carr. No, it's not the same. Derek Carr is just like, oh, wow, family. Anthony Richardson is just like, I can't believe I'm here. Woo! And he just runs around.
And also, like in directing with movies, they tell you show, don't tell. Derek Carr is doing a whole lot of talking about how happy he is to be in New Orleans. Anthony Richardson, like you just hear the reports from the coaching staff. They are thrilled at his energy and the way that he's showing up to practice. It's more the way he's acting than the way he's talking.
So now it's a matter of let's get that under control. Let's teach him the stuff that he needs to know because he does have a long way ahead of him to really learn the NFL the way he needs to learn. I wouldn't be surprised if you do not see him on the actual field for 8 weeks.
Well, he was taking first team reps.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So I think that's pretty cool because they're just trying to see, well, how far away is he?
And you don't need to give Gardner Minshew too many first team reps. He's got this.
Yeah,
he's got this.
He is Gardner damn Minshew.
You're damn right he is. Heavy Metal Maniac says, just got some gas. There's hardly any weight at all. In fact, I pulled right up to the pump. Plus, there's a lot of Circle K's in Arizona, and they give you a coupon for 10 cents off your next fill up, too. All right. Well, listen, if you see a Circle K and it doesn't look like a too long a line, go get yourself 40 cents off on the gallon. Not bad. Thanks for the heads up, Heavy Metal Maniacs. Navy Brad says, oh, I don't know. I just passed a Circle K, long lines, and I even saw a great fight. Wait, you can't just leave that. Tell.
What happened? Who was fighting?
Yeah. I know that the Circle K on the corner of Ocotillo and Old Ellsworth, there's fights there all the time. Cops get called. I don't know what it is about that. It could be that it's right across the street from a redneck bar. That's probably something.
From a redneck bar?
Oh, yeah. One of them saloons, So I think they go in there, they get their drink on, they go across the street to get gassed up. Somebody say something to somebody. Well, I said Travis Tritt's the best singer ever.
What you talking about? It's got to be Garth damn Brooks.
I tell you, get your ass. At least that's how I picture it.
Yeah.
Slim Pickens hat, still trying. Emphasis on mall, not Mall. Okay. Is that how it works? Mall. Okay.
Malaga. Trying to piece together everything he said about Malaga.
Am I saying Ben Al Medina right? Because maybe we'll just say that instead. Because we're not doing very good.
Are you trying to get accurate Spanish pronunciation out of this show?
Malaga.
Because that's, I feel like there's a close enough.
Is it because I'm not lisping? Because the Castilian Spanish has a lot of lisping. Malaga. No, there's no in that.
Malaga.
Twitty says, when I'm a designated driver, I stand next to a drunk person there and I weave back and forth just like you. Usually it takes about 30 seconds to get them to sit down so they don't fall over. But it is funny when they do fall over. Twitty, I got a party with you. Pro Dog says, Patriots draft was actually pretty bad except for Gonzalez. D at best. What grade would you give your guys' teams? Well, I mean, Colts, I'm going to give it an A. I'll give them an A because they went out and got what we needed most, and plus, you got to give Chris Ballard credit. He's a madman when it comes to getting good finds and stuff. I mean, we got like Pro Bowl starters deep in a draft that nobody ever even thought of. So I'm saying I'm happy with my draft. How about the Cardinals draft there, Randy?
I give it a T. I'm just like that hostage that's been beaten and held hostage. I'm just going to give it a T.
I don't think you can't. That's not even a grade.
I give it a question mark because I have no idea. I'm a beat down, despondent Arizona Cardinal fan. Question mark.
How about your Commandos there, Keon?
I'll give them a B. I like the draft. I thought that when they moved back to get more picks, I thought that was really good. I liked the Emmanuel Forbes pick in the first round. That was really fun. And they went out and got some offensive linemen. So I'm really thrilled about that. Also just took a quick look at the Patriots draft. I liked the Patriots draft. I didn't think it was like a great draft, but they got a boatload of picks. You know, they went out and got a Christian Gonzalez in the first round, but they got Keon White, the edge rusher out of Georgia, and later on they got Kayshon Boutte, the wide receiver from LSU.
He likes Keon and he likes Boutte.
Boutte is now my new favorite player.
Boutte.
I do like Boutte. Why would that be a bad thing?
Boutte.
Reminds me of what was that movie? The bad guy's name was Boutte. Buckaroo Banzai and the Fourth Dimension. And then the bad guy's name was Boutte. Or no, it was the good guy, helper, an alien. Somebody's name in that was Boutte.
Listen, when you can say Boutte,
you haven't seen
It's a Good Day.
You haven't seen it? Buckaroo Banzai in the Fourth Dimension?
I have not seen that, no.
I don't know if it's the Fourth Dimension or the Fifth Dimension. If you haven't seen the Buckaroo Banzai, what are you doing with your life? It's a little weird, but it's actually a lot of fun. John Lithgow's in it. Jeff Goldblum is in it. The guy who played RoboCop is the main. He's Buckaroo Banzai. Is it Ellen Barkin? She's in that. And there's all sorts of people in this thing. It's fun.
When you say Ellen Barkin, you mean Alan Larkin?
No, it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
She's blonde. Anyway. That's not bad, Parlay J. Weather Boutte with Randy White.
Weather Boutte.
Slim Pickens' hat says, we'll work on Sevilla tomorrow. But look, I just said Sevilla. I can do that. Or did you mean Seville? I don't know.
It's Sevilla.
Sevilla? It's like little Ronnie Howard in The Music Man. Sevilla. Anyway, let's take a break. We come back. More football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, doctor, not a real customer. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 44-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Welcome to Ethos, a new kind of insurance company that believes life insurance should be hassle-free, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
For around $1 a day, I got a 20-year, $250,000 term life insurance policy without a medical exam. All I had to do was answer a few health questions and snap, family protected. It was quick and easy. Ethos is 100% online. I got a quote in seconds, applied in minutes, and got coverage in hours. Just answer a few health questions. No medical exam, no blood tests, no hassle. Look, nobody wants to plan for the unthinkable, but it would be so much worse to not plan at all. So don't put it off. It feels great having the peace of mind knowing that my family is protected.
Ethos, the 100% online hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Don't wait. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ethoslife.com.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
Ask Sherwin-Williams during the Memorial Day sale, May 26th through June 5th, and get 30% off paints and stains with prices starting at $31.14. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
New schedule, new season, new direction. This year, the Cardinals will travel over 25,000 miles. They will do battle against Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Steelers, and Commanders on the road. They will face the Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, and Ravens at home. Think there won't be drama? When it comes to Arizona Cardinals football, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. We got to deal with some cringy things now for the NFL.
Cringy.
Some cringy things.
Is anything like Butte?
No, not that kind of cringy.
No.
Keith Smith, a fullback for the Falcons, he got arrested today on traffic charges.
Oh, boy.
I don't know if he just is it parking tickets? What was he doing? Does anybody know? Was he speeding? Was he doing donuts or something? But yeah, they did. They arrested him on traffic charges, and I'm sure he paid his bail and got right out. But they're saying we are aware of a legal matter involving Keith Smith this afternoon, but informed of details. We have no comment. So that's it.
Well, per Ian Rappaport and the NFL Network, he was pulled over for an expired registration and then subsequently arrested for driving with a suspended license.
Oh, why did he have a suspended license?
I don't know.
All right. Well, hey, listen, as far as what we look at as, bad to really bad, this ain't that bad. All right. He had a suspended license and he had expired tags. Hey, he didn't hurt a child. He didn't hurt a woman. He didn't do bad things.
But you know why he's doing this, right? I mean, he's really old. He's all those nights playing one night stands at Soho, downtown London, and
Keith
Smith.
And
then you got Mick Jagger always hanging out at your house.
No.
Charlie Watts just passed away, so he's probably mourning that.
It's not.
I mean, isn't he going to die? I mean, good night. He looks like death warmed over. I mean, when is he gonna leave the surly bonds of earth?
I don't think we're talking about the same Keith. You're thinking Keith Richards. Keith Richards is on the Rolling Stones. Keith Smith is he's a Falcons fullback who made the movie Chasing Amy and the Jay and Silent Bob movies. That's Keith Smith.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Got to try to get your Smiths.
Got my Keith's missed up.
No, it's understandable. Sorry. Totally understandable. Binkai says, good afternoon, fellas. I got a traffic update. Big old traffic jam on I-17 Flagstaff on the way to Phoenix. Okay, are you sure it's going south or is it going north? He says, you think you guys can send Randy over here, the Hefe, in the weather chopper to get us a live update? Not for traffic, but we can give you a weather update so you know if you're going to be sitting hot or sitting cool. Here's Randy White now with a emergency traffic jam look at your weather.
Emergency traffic jam look at your weather. Live from the Harman Solar 1580 Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White, otherwise known as the Weather Hefe. Your Weather Hefe.
You are our Weather Hefe.
98 degrees currently under sunny skies. Beautiful Chamber of Commerce day here. Looking like a cooling trend in the valley heading into the weekend. 96 your high for tomorrow. 97 for Saturday. And then it's back up to the 99s before midweek, and it drops back down to the low 90s. No real rain in the forecast. Looking at the Doppler radar right now, it's clean. Nothing on the Doppler radar. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White, the Weather Hefe. Back to you, Jeffco.
Thank you, Randy. And let's continue our weather cringe, shall we? Weather's cringe. Sorry, NFL football cringe. Sorry.
We need to talk more Butte.
I wasn't meaning to say your weather was cringy. That is not what I was trying to say.
I think you were.
I wasn't saying that at all. Even though you have a fake diploma in your office.
Well, we know I get all the whiz bang toys around here. I get the weather jet, the weather copter.
Yeah, some would say whiz bang toys. Others would say a complete waste of money since you don't know how to use any of it.
I know how to use everything. I mean, all those brand new high definition
because the light
4K
comes on doesn't mean you're using
monitors in my office. The weather vane on top of the building here. I mean, I get all the high tech
windy
stuff.
day, it doesn't even move. I don't think you've even taken the twist ties off.
Please.
It just sits there. Doesn't tell anything.
You're just jealous.
I'm not jealous at all.
That's what it is.
Oh, by the way, Kyle G says, hey guys, sorry this is off topic, but I was just thinking of taking my kids to their first baseball game on Father's Day. Who's that texter who works there and what's his section? Well, it's Heavy Metal Maniacs, and he's generally all over the place. He says, want to try to get a ticket to get in there and give him some business. I don't think he works one singular area, but we could probably tell you what the number is on his back.
I think he's vendor 67.
It was something like that. I can go back and check, or if he's listening, he can tell you. Fighting Wampa says, hey, I heard Taco Bell is giving out free gas tomorrow. Just buy 3 bean burritos.
Yeah.
That's every day, man.
Get those today. Gas tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Twitty wants to know if we have any idea about a fantasy draft party this season. Well, if they get us out someplace to do it, yes. If not, it'll be online. We'll let you know.
We are going to have a draft.
There will be a draft. I wish there was a draft in here. It's kind of warm in here. You're not
What are you
warm?
talking about?
I feel
You
like
got
it's
the
warm
air
in here.
vent right over you too, man.
Well, it means it's not hitting me. It's hitting you.
Maybe you have a fever or something.
Maybe we should switch places. I don't know. Anyway, but we're talking cringy NFL stuff. That was what we were trying to do here. And the king of cringe right now, name him. King of NFL cringe.
Russell Wilson.
Bam! You got it, Keon. He came out today and he's like, yeah, I feel great. I feel lean. I'm mean. I'm ready to go. I'm focused. I've lost weight. They say, how much? I don't want to talk about that. Wait, what?
Then why bring it up?
I'm not worried about that. I'm not counting. All I know is I'm excited to play again. He started just
what are
doing
your jeans not fitting the way they used to? Like, how would you know if you're not counting?
I don't know what the hell he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? I wish you weren't so damn awkward all the time, Russell Wilson. Just cringy.
I just think he just says stuff. Does he even think about it before he?
Have you seen pictures of him? Does he look like he's lost weight?
He looks the same.
Yeah.
I saw a video of a press conference of him earlier. I didn't hear what he had to say, but he looked like the same Russell Wilson.
I'm feel great. I feel lean. I'm mean. I'm ready to go. I'm focused. So focused, you can't tell us how much weight you lost. Okay. So, all right, let's move on to a different kind of cringe. Ready for this? Antonio Brown says he will be playing for the Albany Empire this Saturday.
Oh, no.
So here's what I think this is. So he shows up. He realizes how the economy of owning a business works and realizes, wait, what? I have to pay people? And he realizes, oh, God, we're in financial trouble. So he thinks, I know how to sell tickets. I'll play. Then everybody will show up. And then we'll get the money. I'll leave town and I'll pay nobody. I think that is his plan. And that seems to be his way of doing business in other ways.
It would be exactly in his MO to do. Yeah.
Also, they say, oh, no, is he practicing? Well, he ran a route on Thursday, a route in practice. That ought to do it. They said he literally ran one route. He said, I'm good. We're going to be fine. He's serious. And, he hasn't played in any kind of organized football since January of 22 when he took his shirt off on the Buccaneers.
Does this remind you of a movie that came out about a team owner / player?
Jackie Moon?
Yeah.
This is Tropic. Was it Tropic Thunder? No, that's something else.
What next? Is he going to have like a bear wrestling?
That's it.
Yeah.
The Flint Tropics. Is he going to have bear wrestling? Is he going to have some sort of like, next he's going to make a hit record, and that's going to be all. He'll lay back on that.
Will Ferrell will play Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Antonio Brown in semi-pro.
This is like a Will Ferrell movie, isn't it? Brown has said, I'm the owner. And then he said, I'm not the owner. I don't own the team. Then later he said, I'm a foreign national. So he's this is written by Will Ferrell, I think. This whole thing is crazy.
They've got to do a script on this, and Will Ferrell has got to play Antonio Brown.
Well, there's going to be some problems with Will Ferrell doing it. But
why?
What do you mean?
If you can have Paul Blart Mall Cop play Sean Payton in a movie, you can have Will Ferrell play Antonio Brown.
I agree.
As long as Will Ferrell just looks exactly like Will Ferrell and changes nothing.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's going to do it.
Very on brand.
Oh no, I don't think he would do anything like that. No,
he's not going to go the full Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. What he's going to do is just show up and say, I'm Antonio Brown.
They'll have the headband on.
And he'll take his shirt off, which is always disturbing when Will Ferrell takes his shirt off.
And when Will Ferrell does it in a movie, it happens way too easy. Like he's too excited.
They'll have like a flashback when the last time he played an NFL game, and he'll be throwing equipment and, running around. Security will be chasing him. I can see this right now. I need to write the script because this is going to be comedy gold.
Wait, this was my idea. You can't steal my idea.
You can have a bit part in. You can play the head coach.
No,
Randy just demoted you from the guy with the
I'll
idea.
play Todd Bowles. Okay. That makes sense. Why not? Anyway, so
you can play the part of Tom Brady if you want.
Antonio Brown.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Sure. We look so much alike. No. If
No-
I'm playing the
no
part of Tom
difference,
Brady,
honestly.
it's a disappointed Giselle. That's the.
But I'm bummed.
So Antonio Brown also saying that Cam Newton will be joining him in Albany soon.
I disagree with that. I don't think that Cam.
Wait a minute.
Cam's
This
got a
even-
giant ego,
This is even better.
but Cam's not nuts. Antonio Brown is. That is
He's full goosebumps.
Do we
Yeah.
know that Cam Newton is not crazy?
Yeah, I've seen interviews with him. Cam's a smart dude. You know, he just
Do we
He's
know
a little delusional, but he's
Yeah.
not crazy.
that he's not going to go join Antonio?
Cam Newton
and-
thinks he's literally Superman, but
Oh
that's
my
about
God.
where it ends. you
He's
know?
got nothing else to do. You know?
That he's free. The thing with Antonio Brown also playing wide receiver for this indoor football league is that the rules aren't the same. You have to. It's not quite the same. Like there are things that you do in the NFL that because the field is smaller in indoor football. You know, for instance, wide receivers getting that running start. That you're not. If you don't know how to do it, there's a little nuance there that you're going to have to learn. And he practiced one route and then walked away.
Now we're good, guys.
Yeah, we're good. Good job. Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
If he had done an afternoon of practice, I'm not saying he'd be good. I'm saying he'd be better at knowing the rules of this game than what he knows right now, which is nothing. He's going to be penalized out of his mind, basically.
Yeah. There's
going to be flags everywhere.
I wish it was here. You know, I would go watch it just for the sheer, Schadenfreude. Just watching that thing just go crazy. All right. So this got brought up a little bit earlier, where Andy Reid is talking about these kickoff changes and John Harbaugh, he ain't happy. And they're saying eventually you're going to be playing flag football.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. How long do you think it'd be before we actually get to that? I mean, I know that Andy Reid was mad and he's like, hey, you start taking pieces away. We'll see how it goes. But you don't want to take away too many pieces or all you're doing is playing flag football.
Can I ask a question?
Look, my question is, do you think that we're going to get there and how long will it take us to get there?
But aren't we already there? I mean,
we're not there. Come on.
With the quarterback stuff.
No, because I mean,
It's basically two-hand touch on a quarterback.
You can't really hit quarterbacks, but if you were really playing two-hand touch, Brock Purdy's arm would still be attached to his body. I'm just saying, like
where was his protection?
If you're a superstar quarterback, if you're Pat Mahomes, if you're Josh Allen, hitting you, the flags. If we breathe on you, there are flags everywhere.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes' kneecap went down to his ankle.
You're Brock Purdy. I'm sorry.
So can I ask? Why are we going to line up and kick the ball off at all? Why not just put it on the 25?
That's, I think, where they should do if they're going to do this.
I think
nonsense.
that's where they want to go. And the thing is, you're asking that question, but they've been slowly sneaking us up to this point. That's what they're trying to do. I think that's where they want to go.
I agree with Andy Reid. This is no longer football. It's all about
That's not what he's saying. He's saying you keep doing this, it'll be flag football.
Well, it is.
It's not.
My opinion.
We're not there yet, but the league is not. The league is not dumb. They know that
It
if
ain't
they
what it
went,
used to be.
if you went straight to, because they've been talking about finding ways to get rid of the kickoff for about 10 years now.
Just put the ball in 25.
And if they had said back then, we're putting the ball on the 25, people would have absolutely lost their mind. But now we're at the point where you're annoyed enough at this rule change that you're just like, yeah, just put it on the 25, which is exactly what they want you to think.
Mr. Wilbur says Brock Purdy's protection was in his wallet, labeled Trojan. That's not true. That kid's Mormon, which means one of his wives has it in their purses.
Oh, boy.
That was for you, Slim Pickens hat.
Wow.
Fighting Wampa says this indoor football league that Antonio Brown is in, does the offensive players also have to play defense?
Sometimes,
that's a good
yeah.
point, too.
Sometimes.
Listen, he's only 34. He will still overwhelm anybody in an indoor football league. He will do that.
Once he gets his penalties out of the way and he figures out what he can and can't do because he didn't bother to read the rules.
He's getting injected. He's getting injected when the game first starts. That's my prediction.
I sure hope so.
I got to tell you, I don't see it. Listen, it's a smaller field. It's a smaller width, smaller length. He's going to be kind of contained. I don't know. I think the other team's defense is just looking for an opportunity to decleat him.
And this is a real question. When was the last time Antonio Brown got hit? because Brandon Marshall was joking about coming back to the NFL and stuff, but he was like, no, really, I haven't been hitting so long. And sometimes I watch videos of me getting hit and I go, what was I thinking? What, Antonio Brown, when was the last time that a person, was running at you full speed and hit you? Because if it's been a while,
I think we're that one time.
Well, he just kind of hid in his house.
He went inside. That was it. He closed the door. So. That was the last time they make a run at him, at least. What else?
So without knowing that, I mean, sure, he's going to be the best athlete on the field right away, but there are a lot of things working against him.
Is he? I mean, what kind of shape is he in?
I mean, as long as he's not, eating, 14 donuts a day, I think he'll probably be in good enough shape.
I don't know, man.
That is a good question. No idea.
I think whoever the Albany team is playing, whatever the Albany Empire, whoever they're playing this weekend, I think the defense is lining up like there's a bounty on him. It's just the first guy that can just cut him in half.
I'm absolutely sure, which is why I asked, when was the last time Antonio Brown got hit?
He is going to get his tower buzzed so hard.
So what I wonder is, from his point of view, has he just given up on being in the NFL? It seems like he did, right? Because he'd be working out, he'd be trying to get ready, he'd be trying to talk to teams about getting on a squad. There's plenty of teams who need more wide receiver help.
Mm-hmm. The question is, it's because your agent will put the feelers out there. And if the answer is just overwhelmingly no, I don't care how desperate this team is, we don't need Antonio Brown on it, then, that kind of alters how you think of getting back into the league.
Well, my reason is, to ask is that will give you an indication of what kind of shape he's probably in. If he knows that there's no NFL team that's going to take him on, he has not been training. He's not, he might be doing a basic workout to kind of keep in shape so his clothes fit nice. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean he's going to be in game shape. And maybe he's just sort of like, it's indoor football. How much game shape do I need to be for that? He just might look like crap. But you're right, Randy. He's probably going to get snapped in half. He's probably going to get bent over. And
it doesn't matter how fast you are in an indoor football.
I don't mean like
game.
that.
If you're not used to playing on a smaller,
probably not.
Yeah,
great
no,
there.
it's not great phrasing.
Yeah.
No.
I meant backwards. I should have just added the word backwards. Right. Yeah.
Bent over backwards.
You
Sorry.
Get ripped. That's happening.
Ripped. Oh my God. That's worse.
Is it?
Right after I say bend over. Yeah. Probably ripped.
Well, you already added the backwards. It was just,
I mean, I don't want to see that happen to anybody.
No, not really. No, that because that's less fun than the
they didn't show it, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption. That's all I'm saying. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-720-4587 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-720-4587 now. Again, 800-720-4587. That's 800-720-4587. This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
Dr. Rick here. If you find yourself getting particular about where you get the weather, you may be turning into your parents.
Looks like it might rain. Let's see what Corey from Channel 2 has to say. He's something else. I like him better than Harris from Channel 5.
You could just look up the weather on your phone.
I like Corey from Channel 2.
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Pink Eye thinks Antonio Brown should get Adam Sandler to play LB. LB. Who's LB? You mean AB? Wait, who's LB?
Does he just mean linebacker? I don't understand this.
Oh, you mean like as an actual player?
Or did he mean QB?
We were talking about
Adam Sandler played he was a quarterback in the longest
Oh,
yard.
that's right. Yeah, that makes more sense. Let me look at my keyboard. The L is nowhere near the Q, so I don't know what he's saying. Pink Eye, please explain. Boomer Sooner says, guys, I played high school, college football, high school and college football, and guys like Antonio Brown, we would have such a field day with a guy like that. We would beat him up all over the field. I don't think he's going to let that happen much. He will have a freak out. There's going to be a freak out. If he gets hit, he'll try to start a fight. He'll get ejected. Whatever happens, there's going to be an explosion of emotion and crazy, and he's going to get tossed. So he's either going to run some routes, catch some balls, and get touchdowns, and everybody's going to be like, yay, or he's going to get absolutely demolished, and then he'll start a fight, get thrown out. I mean, how else do you save face if you're Antonio Brown out there on an indoor football league field?
No, that's the way. I mean, it's not a good way, but it's the way that it most lines up with Antonio Brown and what we know he does. So, yeah,
He fakes an injury.
I don't think the faking the injury would be something he would do.
The fight is more likely.
The fight's more likely because then he can make it all about him. An injury, you kind of quietly go off.
Yeah, he's not going to fake an injury. He's going to have an injury.
He might.
Yeah, he might actually be hurt. Yeah,
he might. Wilbur says, so with this nonsense of the fair catch inside the 25-yard line, given place of the 25, the other option that the NFL has considered is for an onside designation. The team requesting the onside kick will have a 4th and 20 at either the 30 or 35-yard line with one attempt to get it. No, that's not a thing. That was an idea somebody proposed.
And I think that's an XFL thing. But I don't think I've seen that proposed for the NFL.
Yeah. He says, otherwise, the other team gets it back at wherever they were stopped. What are your thoughts? I think that's just gimmick and not necessary. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think that was an NFL thing. I think you're right. I think that I seem to remember that being an XFL thing.
It's not something I think the NFL is going to.
No.
More likely they'll say, all right, after the touchdown, you get it on the 25, you'll start from there. Maybe that's what happens.
Maybe. Because they're right now in a place where they don't want to really eliminate the onside kick. It still has a purpose. It doesn't work incredibly often, but it's a possibility, and it keeps people watching games when you see a team line up for the onside kick and you just kind of stick around to see if they'll get it.
How many injuries are on onside kicks, you think?
Not a ton.
It doesn't seem like you get enough a ramp up speed to.
Yeah.
So,
So
then maybe that's the choice. You know, you can say, okay, we agree 25-yard line for them, or they say, no, onside kick. So the team that just got the touchdown gets to choose. Then it may be Wilbur that could be a thing,
which works for the ends of games. But for instance, the Saints were able to win that one Super Bowl by getting the onside kick and kicking that coming out of the half. So if you have to choose, then you kind of just give the strategy away. The fact is,
you shouldn't get an onside kick as a kick. All right, so there's kickoff that starts the game, and then there's kickoff that starts the half, and then the other things are the kickoffs after touchdowns. I think after touchdowns, you put it on the 25-yard line, or that the team who just got the touchdown has a choice. But as far as kickoffs after the half, just it's 25-yard line period. You don't get an onside kick on the start of either half. That would make more sense, don't you think?
I mean, it could.
I don't know. I don't like
an
onside kick after the half.
But teams have done it before, and it's been successful, and it's helped them win.
Yeah.
So you're just taking away
like
a
the
part
Saints
of the
anyway.
game.
Don't care.
Yeah, I think maybe you don't like it because that Super Bowl did not
shut your mouth.
Go your way.
You shut your mouth.
But overall, like that's a strategy that teams use, and it does help to be able to catch somebody off guard. Once you're choosing 25 or onside, well, then you're just giving the game away. That's the strategy. It's all gone.
I don't think anybody has ever done an onside kick to open a game, right?
To open a game? No.
Yeah. So that's safe. You can put that on the 25-yard line. But after the half, though, how do you take away the onside option?
Because teams have done it.
How many times?
It doesn't happen a ton. But the whole point of football is that you have this whole toolbox of strategies you can use. And you're just basically going up. Nope, just taking away a few of these tools. You don't ever have those ever again.
Swazman says Devin Hester is what I told voice texting, but you know how voice texting goes. Oh, Devin Hester. Kyle G says, got to be stressful being Antonio's quarterback right now. If you throw him a touchdown, he's going to be insufferable. If you don't, he's going to get you fired. And I would have walked off that team the minute he showed up.
Didn't the quarterback leave? Wasn't the quarterback?
Coach, I know the coach did,
but also one of the players was the MVP from the year before. I thought it was the quarterback that didn't get paid. It's just like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
I quit.
That team is just a mess. I don't
and
think
they
it's gonna
weren't
matter.
a mess. They were a good team before he
Right.
bought them, and then he ruined them in one offseason.
Yeah, that can happen. Baker's Cocky Hen says maybe he was referring to Bobby Boucher. Linebacker Waterboy
Yeah, makes
says
sense. Gotcha.
pink eye. So that's what he meant by it.
That does make sense.
Adam Sandler has played a quarterback in The Longest Yard, and then Bobby Boucher, the water boy. I don't know if they even gave him linebacker designation. They just pointed him in the direction and said, Gatorade is better. And that was the end of that. 888-368-1580. Swazman says, voice text sucks. Sorry, man. Sorry. Just take it easy there, buddy. Take it easy. Hey, let's see. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the whole thing about turf and grass. And I guess they have released a study, and this is, they're saying that it's not good. The 2022 injury data for turf fields, and all they can say is, it was awful. It was bad. And so we've known that. Everybody knows, players have been saying it. You see where the injuries are happening. Yeah, you can get injured on grass, but it's far less likely.
And there's more non-contact on turf.
Yes. And so I guess some league sources are saying, the 2022 injury data for turf fields was, quote, awful. And they were like, numbers weren't very good. They didn't want to go into any specifics. The owners didn't ask. They did, but they, because they don't care, because this was being reported to the owners, and the NFL is not releasing any of the data to anybody on that. So, hearing from the people who are in the know saying how bad it is, it should be pretty obvious. Now, I thought the NFLPA wielded some power, but do they wield enough power to force the NFL to put grass on them fields? And some of these places, I'm not sure they can put grass on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody even can, but I don't think the NFLPA does. Of all of the players' unions in sports, the NFLPA is the weakest union, and so I don't know that they can really force teams to do this. But what they can do is make a really big stink about it in the public eye and hope that, you know, fans get on their side. And then the next time you have a collective bargaining agreement, when you say, look, we're holding out, and one of the things we're holding out for is you guys have got to fix this situation with the turf, then you at least have the public, you know, the fans are on your side as opposed to against you on that.
So what are they supposed to do in Viking Town? You know, because they don't have what we have. We have something that Las Vegas has copied for their new stadium, where there's a tray that the field sits on, and it kind of slowly, it just gets wheeled out into the sunlight. So it gets watered and it gets all the sun that it needs. And, Vegas has that. But how are you supposed to do that in Buffalo? How are you supposed to keep a field good, indoors in some of these places? I mean, are we telling everybody they have to install the same kind of field that goes outdoors? And because if you try and go outdoors with it in Minnesota, it's not going to work for you. Buffalo's artificial turf, right? Because it's too cold to keep a grass field there. I'm pretty sure I'm right. Yeah, Boomer Sooner, you're right. It was natural grass that Kyler got hurt on, but he's the exception to the statistical norm. The injury data for turf fields is awful. Whatever you want to take from that, take from that. But it just means we got to be playing this stuff on grass, and they got to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to cost money. They got plenty. We'll talk more about this in a minute. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-474-0979 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-474-0979 now. Again, 800-474-0979. That's 800-474-0979.
I know I need money for retirement, but what should I invest in? I also need money for the kids' college fund, and I'm not sure I have enough insurance. How do I balance all of this? I need a stockbroker, a financial planner, and an insurance agent? Ugh.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. Here at Compact, we provide a holistic approach to wealth management with a team of professionals ready to assist you with all of your investment and financial planning needs. We offer our clients a 3-stage process that includes customizing a portfolio to fit your specific investment needs, creating a financial plan designed to help you reach your goals, and estate planning ideas to help ensure that your hard-earned legacy is passed down the way you intended. Call me at 1-800-388-9700 and let's talk about how we can work together to enhance your overall life experience. 1-800-388-9700, 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Mr. Harmon Solar himself, Ralph, should be with us tomorrow. And is it too much time now for us to give him a hard time about the Lakers getting swept?
Is it really? Really? Are you asking that
Has
question?
too much time passed? Do you think?
Are they still out of the playoffs?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, then no, it is not.
Unless it's Lakers in 12. I don't think so. By the way, did you see that, Randy? Did you see what I put up on the Twitter yet? I tagged you and Keon in this. Somebody did an amazing editing job on
that.
LeBron. Remember LeBron fell out of bounds and this
Yes.
some lady handed him a towel. And he's like, thank you. Well, somebody superimposed a broom over the top of the towel.
Oh,
And it's just perfect. It is so good. Go to at Radio Pal 1580, and I pinned it to the top of my Twitter. I just want to make sure Ralph could see it.
all right.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. But at Radio Pal 1580, that's my Twitter. If you follow me, I'll follow you back as long as I think you're a real person. Sometimes I don't follow back because sometimes there's hookers and there's just spammers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some of these girls like automatic. Well, I'll see this happen to Big George sometimes. Big George will put something up, and then some girl in a skimpy shirt, she'll like it or retweet it. And I'm like, that she ain't real. That ain't real. That's some dude in a basement going, I think maybe we got Big George now. You know, no, you don't. Big George knows better. He's gonna block you too. I always block the hookers because I don't need that. I don't need that kind of trouble in my life. And it's pretty obvious when somebody's a Twitter hooker. You know why? They have no followers and no posts.
But they're following 1,000 people.
I'm
They're just
looking-
trying to get one person.
I'm looking for Mr. Right and I'm single and ready to mingle. You're ready to get your ass blocked. Plunk. Done. I have a lot of money and I'd like to keep all of it. You know, I don't know how I could do with half the money I have right now. Plus, it's wrong. 888-368-1580. Anyway, what were we talking about? Twitter. Yes.
Twitter.
I'm
LeBron James.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm at Radio Pal 1580. And go see my thing. My Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Go see my Twitter account.
There you go.
There you go.
And you'll see that funny LeBron James thing. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but Randy and Keon both on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. At Radio Randy 777.
Sports Cloud 1580.
Jesus Christ. Why'd that take you so long?
No, I was trying to watch the video again that you posted, but then
It's just a GIF. It just loops.
No, but there was another video that was already playing, and it was
these kids these days.
It was loud, and I was trying to get it to shut up.
We're
And
gonna
so
have
I
to
had my mic muted so that you didn't hear it.
Take that away from him. You have to take away your pad, your iPad. I mean, it's our own fault, Randy. We gave him the iPad to keep him quiet while we were trying to be doing grown-up stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we can't.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, but yeah, go to at Radio Pal 1580 to see the LeBron James thing, and in the exact same tweet, Radio Randy 777, Sports Cloud 1580. Their Twitters are linked to it, and also so is Ralph's. Ralph, smart enough to keep his account locked, so he does not want to hear from you. I do not think he wants to hear.
No.
You should try to let him hear from you, but he does not want to hear from you.
He will unlock that account in about 2-3 months.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, unless he's unlocked it and I don't know. But I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. Anyways, 888-368-1580. And all right, so we've been talking football, and a moment ago we were talking about how the injury data came out. Well, at least they have it. They haven't shared it with us, but I guess as expected, turf fields not doing great on injuries.
Synthetic turf is what you're talking about. Yeah,
fake grass versus real grass, and there's a lot of questions. My biggest question is, why hasn't science been able to come up with a good fake grass? Why is it so hard?
I mean, it's better fake grass than it used to be. I feel like we'll get there eventually, but
have you seen the Cincinnati field?
No.
The Bengals?
It's abhorrent. It's that original turf stuff that had all. Remember they had the chewed up tires as a base.
Actually, they're not the only field that has that. The little black the bubbles.
But the Cincinnati field is like one of the originals, and it looks terrible. It looks like a black snow all over the field.
It does look a little weird when they're dragging their foot across and you see these little black nubs going.
Well, and it says in the end zone. I mean, if you get a chance, look it up. It is in the end zone where it's Bengals. It's got big bold white letters. It's all like there's the tire shreds all over that thing.
I know there are a lot of guys in the league that have the eye shields on their helmets because they've been hit in the eyes with the little pellets.
Oh my God, really?
Oh my God.
That is one of the worst fields to play the game of football on.
I feel like science should be doing better. Let me ask you a question. Why do they have those little chunks of turf? Is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to mimic dirt. It's supposed to mimic a base for the turf.
Why don't they just put dirt on it?
Well, because then you'd have to get the dirt out somehow.
Why?
Because it's dirt. I mean, it's not going to last.
Well, you put the tire shreds on it.
Yeah,
how do you get that out?
That stuff doesn't wash away as easily.
Who's trying to wash away anything?
Because it's an outdoor stadium.
When it snows.
So even though they've got the artificial stuff, it's an outdoor stadium. So you put dirt in your fake grass, then it rains, and you just got dirt kind of washing away. Then your base is not there anymore.
I'm guessing that dirt is cheaper than a bunch of shredded tires.
Well, but it washes away though.
You put more on there. Big deal.
The shredded tire doesn't wash away.
You'd have to pull up the turf and relay it.
Is it about the expense of dirt? Do you see what I'm saying here?
I got to tell you, I don't like this.
My ankle broke because you were too cheap to put dirt down.
That is what the players are saying.
How about you put dirt on the damn thing? Use the fake grass, put the dirt in there.
Half the teams in the NFL are using artificial turf. That some of them, like Minnesota, for instance. Okay, I can understand why you're using the artificial turf, but you mean half the league is using it because they have to? Well, they're trying to save money wherever they can save money.
They have enough money.
Respectfully, I don't see why Minnesota and Buffalo have artificial turf. Green Bay, Wisconsin, they don't have artificial turf.
Yeah, how do they keep their grass nice in the frozen tundra? Whatever they do, that is what Buffalo and
Buffalo used to have.
Cincinnati.
Buffalo used to have a grass field. Minnesota used to have a grass field.
Part of me wants everybody to have a dome, but then part of me says everybody should have grass. I'm talking out both sides of my ass right now.
Well, and then you're going to have the people that are going to be critical because of the Super Bowl last year at our beautiful stadium out here, the Silver Nest, the gleaming diamond in the desert.
What was the deal with that? There was like they planted the wrong grass. Or something?
The guys that took over the Super Bowl guys had the wrong grass going, and they had so much paint on the field it was slick.
Yeah.
Instead of letting the Cardinals crew take care of the grass that they take care of 365 days a year, let's just go ahead and bring in these high ballers that Super Bowl maestros.
You're right. But let's focus on the turf versus grass thing, not somebody screwing up grass.
Well, my point is the critics are going to say, well, but look at the Super Bowl grass was terrible.
Sure, but that's why we have data.
They will say
because you've got one story where it was not good, and we have a very good explanation for that. Whereas the data is basically showing, look, turf is way more dangerous. But about the Packers have grow lights around their stadium.
So all we had to do is get some stoners up in here to fix this problem.
That is correct. And so it mimics sunlight. And at a certain point in the day,
they are experts in this.
The grow lights come on, and then and their field is heated underneath.
Well, that was, you remember, who orchestrated that? It was Lombardi. Lombardi, right? He was the coach of the Packers.
Yeah.
He actually put a bunch of copper wiring under there, damn near electrocuted some people when they were trying to sort this out. But he tried to do that to keep the field playable when it's frozen out there. So yeah, all the above. Come on, man.
The Steelers at Heinz Field also use the grow lights. So
see, they got grass.
That's right. Heinz Field has grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they use the grow lights, but Arrowhead's also insanely cold in the winter months. They keep their field.
Thing about it is these guys that have the turf out there, it's because they're cheap.
Yeah.
You know how much it costs to put a grass field and maintain a grass field?
$83.
It costs more than that.
A month.
No, it costs way more than that.
A week.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm not guessing anymore.
You got the water, you've got the turf, you've got the chemicals that go on it to help it grow.
The billions of dollars. You can figure it out.
Oh, I listen. I'm 100% for you. I mean, if these cheap rascals want to sit up there smoking their big fat cigars and counting their dough, and meanwhile the players are down here, you're rolling ankles and tearing up knees and stuff.
Peel off a couple of them bills and let's get some real grass. You know,
that's what I think it should be mandated.
I need to talk to the owners. Okay, listen, owners, here's the deal. You want to win games? Yes, you want to win games because then that makes your ticket sales go up, which means you make more money. Your season continues, you get more TV money. Your season continues, you get prize money. You get more money if everything works. If you hurt the people who are trying to get you there with fake grass, you get less money. So make an investment in the grass on the field and watch the return on investment follow. You know, why would you draft that guy or why would you pay that guy a big contract and not care if you break his ankle? And all of the NFL should care more about this. All of the NFL, maybe it's a thing. They all share in the TV money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they should all share in the expense of making sure everybody has grass. Some places it's harder to do. Some places it's easier to do. So maybe, they all chip in on the, hey, let's all have grass so we don't break the legs of our players well before their time fund.
I agree with that fully. To Randy's point about how expensive it is, according to this Yahoo article from like 2020, about $20,000 a year to maintain real grass, whereas it's $5,000 to maintain artificial turf.
My guy Henry, who does my yard, he could do this for $100 every 2 weeks.
I don't think so.
No. You would ask him. He might charge a little extra for gas, but he can do it. Let's get him out there. Anyway, so of course we are going to have players and people's dreams shattered because the owners are too cheap to put grass in the field.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, grass is competitive advantage. Grass is a way to make sure you maybe get a Super Bowl again.
And that's why the teams, I think, that invest in it do that. I think that they see the reason in that. Even if you don't go to a Super Bowl, just having your best player not tear his ACL like Von Miller did in Buffalo, that means something.
Yeah. I mean, you get it. We get it.
Yeah.
Even Wilbur gets it. It's a better thing to do to make sure you have grass in the field or improve on that technology. I asked a simple question. Why don't we just put some dirt on this stuff instead of the rubber tire stuff? Wouldn't that make the ground more realistic, even with that grass, and prevent further injuries? Maybe, but everybody acted like it was a big damn deal. Guess what? Well, what if the dirt washes away? Have a couple bags of dirt sitting over there. Put more dirt on.
I'm not saying you're
bags
wrong.
of dirt.
I am. Well, yeah, it's more than a couple bags, but I'm saying
get a backhoe. I don't care.
I'm just telling you from the mindset of the stingy owner. I'm not telling you from my mindset.
Right.
I agree with you. I'm saying a stingy owner is going to look at that and go, no, the whole point of the artificial turf was to save me money. So I'm going to use the fake rubber dirt pellets because that's also going to save me money.
You cheap bastards.
I mean, the Bengals are notoriously a cheap
Well,
organization.
then this is where the NFLPA is going to have to come in and take a stand and start to threaten stuff, I guess, because it does matter and it does hurt people, and they should not be using it. And if they, and then the other part of that, come on, science, let's go. You made them goofy looking Guardian cap helmets so people wouldn't get their noggin scrambled. How about you come up with some better fake grass? Is that too much to ask? Yeah, it probably is. I mean, just pause on a cancer for a minute. Just pause on curing that.
Pause on curing cancer.
Listen.
And come up with a solution for football.
What do you want? They gave you boner pills. They gave you hair pills. Just take a pause on the cancer thing and come up with the grass thing.
I'm sorry, Jimmy. We can't cure childhood cancer right now.
Oh, Jimmy makes a wish there was real grass in the field. That's what Jimmy wishes
We have
for.
to come up with a better artificial turf for the football teams.
It's not a perfect idea, but it's an idea.
Here's a teddy bear.
The NFL and what they show to the owners, they won't release to us, but the NFLPA put out their numbers in 2022.
Right.
And they said that lower extremity injuries rose to a rate of 48% per 100 injuries on artificial. It was at 35% per 100 on grass. So, that's about 15% more likely to get hurt playing on turf, which is when you're out there every play doing it over and over again, you're going to get hurt at some point. And, non-contact injuries happen on both surfaces, but clearly it happens more on artificial turf. And they think the reason why is because the cleats actually stick in the artificial turf more. And then when you try to move and your foot is not out of the turf yet, you just pull the joint out.
You know what they're going to do? They'll change rules
or ligament
to keep people from getting hurt because that's free. They need to change what they're doing on the field to keep people from getting hurt, but it's not.
I remember in the 70s when there was a big rush to get the AstroTurf in there.
Oh, yeah.
And these guys had those special cleats, those special shoes. They were like tennis shoes, but they had like a million little dimples on the bottom. That's the way they probably should look at cleat technology for these artificial turf fields.
I guess maybe that's another way to go, but
some cleat that's more forgiving, that's not going to be so rigid when you plant your foot. It'll still plant, but it won't be like Keon said, it won't stay there. It'll release. It'll be more forgiving. It'll release, so you're not tearing up your ligaments.
Because when you're one of us, that doesn't do anything. But when you run a 4.240 and your foot's stuck in the ground and your body's already moving in another direction, that ACL's done.
Oh, I can do that.
In the morning when I've got to go to the bathroom, I can run a 4.240.
That's a good point.
Yeah. At any time during the day when I've said the wrong thing to my wife, I can run a 4.240.
Yeah.
I am fast. Twitty says, here's an idea. Get the EPA involved in testing the rubber filling that's used in the turf and then look at the long-term effects of inhalation of that stuff. Maybe that'll make them change back to grass. Oh, I like your thinking, Twitty. I like your thinking. Boomer Sooner says, well, it's our own natural grass here in Arizona that Kyler got hurt on. Yeah. We know that, but grass is less likely to hurt somebody else.
And none of the data says that it's impossible to get hurt on grass, just
Right.
that you're more likely to get hurt on turf by a lot.
It's a numbers game. Lacrosse guy says, last lacrosse plug of the year, month. But seriously, Saturday is going to be awesome. Finally, 4 NCAA men's on ESPN2 starting at 9 a.m. Way better than sleepy baseball, says lacrosse guy. I was talking to my kid. I think we were talking about, I was like, hey, do you want to learn how to play lacrosse? And they're like, yeah. Lacrosse is badass. I mean, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just,
I call it ice hockey without the skates.
yeah, that's exactly what I said, sort of. Jagdog says Circle K by my work has gas for $4.45 a gallon. QT across the street, $4.45 a gallon. 76 station, $4.29. I know, but I think Jagdog, if you go to the Circle K, they knock 40 cents off of that between now and 7 o'clock. Heavy Metal Maniac says they can have real grass in Green Bay because under the field, they got those warmers you're talking about, keeps it from freezing there. And he says, I'm sorry, he already said that. Big George says, well, Jeffrey, you can have a dome and real grass. Just look at our beautiful State Farm Stadium. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is it even possible to go to some dome stadium and install the rolling grass? I mean, that has to be built before you build the stadium.
Yeah, you've got to
have
take
that
take into consideration that tray, that rolling tray.
If you can carve out an easy bake oven shape at the bottom of your stadium and make it just happen, that's amazing. But
and that's why Vegas was able to do it, because they just built their stadium
from the beginning.
Whereas, not to keep picking on Minnesota, but they already had their stadium, so they can't really do that.
All right, we have a lot of people with a lot to say about all this, and we'll wrap this up when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The Florida Panthers won the Eastern Conference Finals in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, a 4-3 victory against the Carolina Panthers, scoring the game-winning goal just 4 seconds remaining in the third period. Matthew Tkachuk, who scored that winning goal, is plus 380 to claim the Conn Smythe Trophy, which is given to the MVP of the playoffs. But he is not the favorite. Sergei Bobrovsky, the goaltender for the Florida Panthers, is the betting favorite to take home the honor at plus 200. Florida is at plus 110 to claim their first ever Stanley Cup trophy. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Paid actor, not a real customer. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 44-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Welcome to Ethos, a new kind of insurance company that believes life insurance should be hassle-free, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
For around $1 a day, I got a 20-year, $250,000 term life insurance policy without a medical exam. All I had to do was answer a few health questions and snap, family protected. It was quick and easy. Ethos is 100% online. I got a quote in seconds, applied in minutes, and got coverage in hours. Just answer a few health questions. No medical exam, no blood tests, no hassle. Look, nobody wants to plan for the unthinkable, but it would be so much worse to not plan at all. So don't put it off. It feels great having the peace of mind knowing that my family is protected.
Ethos, the 100% online hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Don't wait. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hi, this is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling author on safety and preparedness. The fact is, things are getting downright scary for everyone who's storing their wealth in the banks. We just saw the collapse of 3 major banks, and I would urge you to consider protecting your wealth ASAP. If even a tiny percentage of Americans attempt to withdraw their savings, we would see a collapse of the entire banking system, sending us into a modern-day Great Depression. Fortunately, there is a way for you to avoid this. It starts with contacting Advantage Gold. If you have an IRA or 401k, Advantage Gold can help convert those paper assets into physical gold and silver. This is the process that I recommend everybody use as a hedge against rapid inflation and to protect your retirement wealth from the banks. Take control of your financial safety today. Call 800-900-8000 to get your free gold investment kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Throw to the plate. Tag and he's out.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are off to a great start with young talent playing exciting baseball, competing with the best of the league. This team is full of confidence. How long will the surprising Snakes keep this pace up? What awaits the team now that we are in May? When it comes to Diamondbacks baseball, listen for all the news, information, trades, injury updates, and more. If it's local and it's Diamondbacks baseball, we talk about it. It's gone! 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I want to remind you guys that we're having a little fundraising going on with Arizona Sports Angels right now. And we have raised $300 already. We need to top it out with another $700 to get $1,000. And here's what we are doing, just so you know. every single dollar that gets raised for Arizona Sports Angels immediately goes right towards getting the sporting good equipment for the schools that we're trying to help and for the kids we're trying to help. Nobody takes a paycheck at Arizona Sports Angels. Nobody is making any money off this. It's all about getting the equipment and handing the equipment out immediately. So here's what we're working on. We got requests from 8 Arizona Title I schools, and we're in need of 200 balls, 40 basketballs, 40 soccer balls, 40 volleyballs, 40 footballs, and also 40 playground balls. And that will help us help 8 different schools in Arizona that don't have the funding for this sort of stuff. That is why we needed to raise $1,000 to help out those schools. But like I said, we got a head start, $300 from a very kindly softball association. They're like, hey, we want you guys to have this money to do these things. So we thank them profusely. I don't have their name. I'm going to get that and give them a shout out as soon as I got it. But listen, give whatever you can, $10, $20, $30, whatever you feel like doing, or nothing. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how to live your life, but this is all for a good cause. It's a 501(c)(3), so this is all tax deductible, and we'll get you receipts and stuff, and we sure appreciate it. So the goal is $700 as soon as we can, and I don't know if it takes all summer. It takes all summer because when these Title I schools come back, we want to make sure these kids have what they need to play basketball, to play soccer, to play volleyball, to play football, even just have a fun recess. So go to arizonasportsangels.org. And if you feel like donating, you can do it there. You can also read about, what we're trying to achieve with Arizona Sports Angels. Basically, we're just trying to help kids play, man. That's it. Boomer Sooner, you got to go to the website. He says, how do I donate? Go to arizonasportsangels.org. And there's a PayPal button on there somewhere. Let's see. Let's get back to the conversation we were having about artificial turf versus grass. And I hate that the answer is going to be, well, because it's cheaper to have artificial turf, they're going to let people's ankles get broken. It just,
it's a crappy
doesn't
thing,
seem right.
But this is not the first time NFL owners have cut corners at the detriment of players. They buried that concussion information for a long time because they knew they were going to get in trouble.
If it weren't for Will Smith, say what you will about him slapping Chris Rock, but if it weren't for Will Smith, no one would even know what a concussion was.
That's true, and his very unconvincing African accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle G says Green Bay has been making field care a science for like 50 plus years.
Yeah.
Lights, seed mixtures, year-long care. Also, the only time anyone steps in that grass, game day. That's a good point. And when you have multi-use stadiums, it works out for the Arizona Cardinals because then they just move the grass out there and they keep people away from it. And then monster trucks can come in and do whatever they want to do, or the trade shows and stuff.
Yeah.
But, some of these facilities, I don't know if they cover it up with wood or something. I don't know.
Some places don't even cover it. FedEx, which is already a stadium that is a war zone masquerading as a football field, they just let people put stuff on there. Like if they have a concert, it has been known that they've had a concert, then game day rolls around and there's just holes in the ground for where they set up the stage for Beyonce or whoever. It's silly.
They'll make announcements. It's like, if the bathrooms are full here at FedEx Field, just go on the grass. Go ahead.
Might as well. It's not that big of a difference.
Just go in the end zone. It's fine. Cabana says they spray paint turf green to look better on TV. All right. Well, if they're doing that, then they have to make sure that whatever they're using isn't making it slippery or making it unsafe. The NFLPA has got to step up and do their damn jobs. That's all I'm saying. Baker's Cocky Hen says, let's just turn artificial grass into a global warming debate. Boom. You get all real grass mandated. It does actually harm the environment per the internet. So, hey, we got footing. That's one of the things I thought was interesting is, I was thinking about getting some fake grass. And then I started hearing about all the fumes it puts off, which are toxic. And I'm like, okay, I'll just put it in the front yard. So then those little bastards that poop in my front yard, they'll get cancer and die, I ain't hanging out in the front yard, so I don't care if it puts off noxious dog killing fumes.
Yes.
And then somebody was like, well, I saw these services. We'll come and Is your artificial turf in the backyard smell like a park bathroom? Well, we'll come and clean it for you. I'm like, oh my God, you're right. The dogs are out there taking a whiz and it's just sitting there. The whole thing will start to stank. And I'm like, well, if I could just hose that down. Or here's an idea, leave my sprinkler system in and just water it when I want to clean it. And then, you still save a lot of water. I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but all these things are starting to pop up. I'm like, maybe artificial turf isn't the right idea at all. But I'm still kind of liking it in the front yard.
What's Henry going to do?
That's another good. Well, we got bushes.
Well, okay.
We've talked about putting it fake grass in the front, and we have real grass in the back. So it's business up front, party in the back. All right. Last Optimist says, for a while, Green Bay had a hybrid field, steel needles in the ground to help the grassroots hold on. The grassroots would hold on to the steel needles, and it would help the turf from ripping along with the artificial fibers, topping the steel needles, providing wear resistance for the grass. Reason the owners want artificial turf is it's easier to host non-football events with artificial turf and bring in a lot of extra revenue to the owners. Why not just put down some Berber carpet?
Yep.
Because that's what we're going to do at my house. We bought this house and it had kind of fluffy carpet. A couple dogs later, doesn't smell great sometimes. We got to get the Stanley steamer in there to freshen that up. And we're just kind of like, this is not the right kind of carpet. Let's pull this out and put that Berber. It's tough. You could just abuse it. It looks great all the time, no matter what. And I don't know. Berber is what I'm being told is the way to go. So why don't they just put Berber carpet in instead of grass?
I don't know.
They did put carpet in back in the 70s.
I mean,
that AstroTurf was basically carpet.
Okay, then how about shag carpet instead? Maybe that'll be a little bit better, more forgiving.
Which everyone says felt like concrete when you got tackled on the
Yeah,
AstroTurf.
yeah.
Yeah. There's no give.
Well, shag carpet, they get some cushion there. Don't you
No,
think?
I don't think so.
They didn't put like a carpet pad under it?
No.
Well, God damn these cheap owners.
Yeah.
Navy Devil says, let's bring back the dirt infields to the NFL. What are you talking about? You mean about the outsides?
When they would play in multi-use stadiums like baseball and football stadiums, the football teams would come in and there'd still be a dirt infield in there. Like
the Raiders used to in Oakland.
Yeah, in Oakland. Yeah,
Miami and the Marlins, I think. The Dolphins and the Marlins shared the stadium for a while.
Yeah, I've seen those, but
it was kind of fun.
Dirt versus
back in the
turf.
day.
It's a little
It's
rough
cool looking, but yeah.
It's not as bad, I think, as artificial turf. Is dirt as bad as art? I don't think so.
No.
Wilbur says, did Keon say they pull a joint out? He says, I'm all about that.
Oh boy. I did correct myself and say ligament after that.
He says, I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but in the old Texas Stadium, it was simply a thin piece of carpet on top of concrete. Then in the back part of the end zone with the white part, that was just painted concrete for real.
And I think the Oilers stadium was like that too, which I can't even imagine having to try and tackle Earl Campbell and then being shoved into that. It's just a bad day at work.
Straight Striper, he had a day at work. He says, I worked as a field maintenance tech for an NFL team. The amount of time and money spent, as well as the science, depending on the region, to keep the national grass alive is a massive task. It's not as easy as it sounds. Well, I never said it was easy, but
said you have billions of dollars figured out.
Somebody like Straight Striper should be out there handling this. Pay the man.
It's not that it's easy. It's that you have the money to figure out how to do it.
There's a way, the cost, maybe, I don't want to spend that much. Well, guess what? You want to own an NFL team. This is the cost of doing business. What do you need for a football game? First thing you need is a field. And then you need some players.
A nice field.
And some equipment. You need a football. This is one of the basic bare minimum things you need to play football. This is not like an extra extravagant expense. Oh, I didn't expect to have to pay for a field. What are you talking about?
The first two things you said were a field and players, and specifically a field that doesn't hurt the players, because then you don't have really either.
If you don't have a field, you don't have players. You don't have players. Why have a field? Number one Rattlers fan says Jim Brown, rest in peace, was considered the absolute best lacrosse player ever. Yes, we did talk about that the other day, right before we found out he's a prolific woman abuser. We're done talking about Jim Brown now.
A prolific
woman abuser. The Wiz says, hey, man, just say no to fake grass, man. Here. Boomer Sooner says Berber kind of holds a smell. Well, not if you deodorant. Come on. It's supposed to be tougher and better than regular carpet. I would get hardwood and tile all over the house if it weren't for, if you're downstairs, clunk, 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 it makes a lot of noise. If there is a way to keep it from making all that noise, I wouldn't have carpet in the house at all. You know?
If you put it in and you have like area carpets.
You know, like runners?
Yeah.
Feels like that's how I would die. I would slip on a runner and bunch it up and go pump, 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 pump down the stairs. Or the thing would have bunch up and I'd go off the landing. Splat.
Oh, boy.
No, you can have no damn runners.
No runners for you.
No, just wood or tile.
All right.
Baker's Cocky Hen says it could be fun to make them play on a field made out of that bouncy playground rubber, you know, at the kids' parks. Injuries might increase, but it would be interesting. I like your thinking, Baker's Cocky Hens. What the hell did you do, by the way? he said, I mistakenly replied with stop as the first word and see what he's like, yeah, I got opted out. Yeah. Guys, don't ever put the word stop in your
you can't do
text
that
at all. If you do, spell it STAHP. Stop.
Scat.
Our text line, they say, it shouldn't do that just because somebody said stop in the conversation. You know how many times I've seen, I can't believe it. Stop saying, God damn it, resume. Nurse Scratchit is spitting some science right now.
All right.
She says, hey, real grass makes oxygen.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Another good argument, Nurse Scratchit. Big George says, the Grassroots, we're an American rock band. Shut up, George. Bruno Baller says,
Big George.
I remember those stadiums. It was like the 30-yard line would be where the pitcher's mound is. Oh, yeah. And you'd see stuff, and it was like, yeah, it's fine. I didn't mind the people using a baseball field for football. That was kind of cool back then, wasn't it?
And it always seemed really cool with the Raiders in particular. Because I don't know, just
that gritty ball field, man.
Yeah, and then the game would be ugly and everybody be covered in dirt.
See, I don't like the Raiders' new stadium. It doesn't talk Raiders to me. And there needs to be like a baseball field out there,
some broken windows.
You know what I mean? It needs to look gritty. There needs to be
rough that place up.
Like signs all over the place.
It looks like the Bellagio. Like it's very glamorous looking, and that doesn't feel like the Raiders.
No, man. Come on.
It's a good point.
There needs to be like broken equipment laying around. You know, those blocking sleds. They should have a couple of those out there just for effect, you know?
Yeah. I think you're right.
Some like 2x4s just thrown in the corner. Chain link fence hold the fans in. Now we're talking Raider football, Jack.
You have some old man crying and dancing in front of the flame for no apparent reason. Now it's Raiders. Last Optimist says, I heard President Clinton say he used to keep some AstroTurf in the back of his pickup truck. Yeah.
I bet he did.
Well, let me tell you something. Yeah. It cleans off if you don't mind the rug burns on the knees. All right. What? Baker's Cocky Hen says, you need some dead bodies with knives sticking out of them to make it feel like Oakland.
Oh, come on.
Mr. Wilbur says, have you guys ever been tackled on tightly packed dirt? I've been tackled on frozen ground, playing in the snow. So yes, and it did not feel great.
I watched on Frozen Pond.
Frozen Pond?
Yeah, on Frozen Pond.
Wasn't that Golden Pond?
Yes.
Oh, you old poop. Idiots, he did STHP. Stop. Like Bob Swirsky in a Chicago accent. Stop there, yeah. Well, you guys stop it. Beer Bob says, I think the main question now, Jeffrey, is does the carpet match the drapes? No. I mean, yes. Yeah.
What?
No, at my house, the carpets match the drapes because the carpet's white.
Jeffrey.
So that goes with any of the colors of drapes.
Jeffrey.
Is he talking about my party zone? You better be talking about my party zone. You better not be talking about anybody else's party zone, Beer Bob.
Is it Friday yet?
I feel like it's been
all
Friday
week.
all week.
Yeah.
It's
My party zone is spectacular beer, Bob. But other than that, don't talk about my wife. Keep your eyes on your own work. Fifth letter says all the stadium needs is some gunshots being really loud across the speakers inside every now and then.
Why not?
Now we're talking. Just win, baby.
Man,
some siren.
Remember back in the day, you would watch the Raiders on TV, and there'd be like bed sheets with like spray painted signs.
Yeah, what happened to those?
And skulls and crossbones.
Yeah.
Now it's just I don't know.
I think a Pinhead is always doing the slots, and there's no clocks in there, so he always forgets to come into the game now.
Yeah.
Remember Hellraiser? Is it Pinhead? Yeah.
Yeah.
Flying Monkey says there was 3 tattoo minimum used to be to get into the stadium in Oakland.
See,
not enough tattoos. Not enough tattoos.
Now it's like the Palace.
Used to be Raider Nation. Now it's Raiders after we catch a show at the Bellagio. I think Britney Spears is in. Isn't she in? Or no, U2 is playing in Vegas.
Here, Blue Man Group's going to be here tonight.
Okay, so it's going to be U2, then Blue Man Group. We'll go see Carrot Top, and then if there's time, we'll go ahead and go see the Raiders play. Come on, Raiders. What happened to you? We want the real Raiders back.
Yeah, man. Come on.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Greg Clark Automotive trained and certified technicians, servicing the Valley for 45 years. Located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue. Highly rated by Google. Any of their foreign, domestic, or diesel work repairs come with a digital inspection, customer approval, and warranty. 2 years or 24,000 miles. State-of-the-art service, family touch. Contact us today at 602-246-2881 or online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Download the Fanatic app.
News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I can't believe we talk so much about grass and turf.
Well, I mean, grass is legal here in Arizona.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
People are now imagining marijuana fields.
Oh, we did talk about grow lights earlier.
You could not keep the fans off the fields. You did that.
Dude, let me down there.
And then, once they got all sleepy and stuff, you couldn't get them off the field. It's
yeah. Well, you couldn't get them away from the concession stands.
That's a good point.
Munchies.
Boomer Sooner says, did you hear? Blender is now up for a Cards Ring of Honor. Pass. I mean, Randy should be in the Ring of Honor for the Cardinals because every time we do our picks, rain or shine, futility be damned. Randy picks the Arizona Cardinals with an epic rant to win. And this man should be in the Cardinals Ring of Honor. Why has that not happened?
I don't know.
Keon?
It's a great question.
You're a producer. Produce something. Get him in the Ring of Honor, would you?
I mean,
I've not asked you for much.
I know, but you're asking for a lot at once.
You're asking for a lot?
Yeah, the Ring of Honor.
Damn. He does not believe.
I believe Randy deserves to be in the Ring of Honor.
You don't tell us this.
I don't know that the Cardinals are going to
the people who matter.
I don't think the Cardinals are going to accept the case.
Are you
from
an American
me.
or an American? Come on, Keon, get Randy.
It depends on the day, really.
In the Ring of Honor.
Oh, wow. Straight fire. Depends on the day.
Socialists? I know.
What's happening at the moment?
I mean, I'm not a positive person. That's
Boston's up 18-5 in the first.
And we've got the Knights and the Stars tied at 1 coming up to the end of the first period.
Well, I'll tell you what, the NBA probably just said, one of these damn things has to go more than 4 games. We can't make money if we're not having it in broadcast. So you know what to do, Miami. Lay down.
Boy, Boston looks good. Al Horford was just playing.
They're up by 13, man.
Yeah, he was playing like a beast there just a second ago.
But the thing is, I don't know if anybody remembers game 3. Boston was up by like 12, 13 points. Then Grant Williams goes in. He has the layup. He talks some trash to Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler goes back the other way, dunks the basketball, and then the two of them butt heads. And from that moment on, Miami went on like a 16-5 run. Caught up, won the game.
So right now, what needs to happen is that Jimmy Butler needs to headbutt Jason Tatum.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just listening to Keon.
So you're saying Jimmy Butler, for no apparent reason, just needs to walk up to Jason Tatum.
Boom.
No, I think really he just has to find a way to be offended by some member of the Boston Celtics.
That won't be too hard.
That score's offensive. 20-7 now.
Still a 13-point lead. All right, we'll keep you up to date if anything interesting happens there.
23-7 now.
Okay, we're not doing play-by-play.
Wow.
We're not allowed to do that.
Boston is in fuego. Somebody better call a timeout.
Well, if Mike Malone was there, he would. He's very quick to. All right, let's see here. Nurse Scratchit, she says they should be called the Traitors or the Traders. What is she talking about?
The Traders.
What is she talking about?
Oh, you mean the Raiders because they moved to Las Vegas?
Oh, sorry, Nurse Scratchit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, something had to get done. I mean, look, the city of Oakland, although there's a lot of fine people there, but look, the time had come. Nobody was supporting the A's. Nobody was supporting the Raiders. Yeah, you had your diehards that would go to the Raiders games, but how many times did the Raiders go to the playoffs recently? They needed a new facility. City of Oakland wasn't going to do it. They didn't have the kind of resources that Las Vegas has. So, I mean, it's a move. I just hate the old rugged, chain link fence and bed sheets.
They're still fans.
Oh,
those guys still exist.
And
they're just not traveling.
Broken equipment on the field, and there was just screaming and yelling and angst and
smoke bombs for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, it was like your worst nightmare. The black hole was amazing.
I wouldn't go there. Wilbur says, don't you think there's some company out there giving a proposal to the NFL right now stating that they can put real grass on mini versions of plates and truck it in for every game 2 to 3 days before the game and the field will be perfect? Why would you put these on paper plates? I feel like that would take a lot of plates.
No, I think it's field plates like the
like the good China?
No.
Oh.
No, it's for grass. It's for the
Why do you put grass on a plate?
playing surface.
How big are these plates?
They're enormous, the size of a playing surface.
I'm not allowed to put grass on plates. I don't.
This is the way it's going.
Just saying. Fifth letter says, that's it. I'm making an executive decision right now about on air for my team. Mark Davis out. Donald Trump in. Make the Raiders great again. Yeah, like he did for the USFL. Good call. Berg says, happy Memorial Day weekend, gentlemen. Berg, it's Thursday.
Yeah, Berg.
Are you starting early?
Are you okay, Berg?
Good for you, Berg. The Erectinator says, make the fields out of lily pads. That'll speed the game up. Everybody be slipping and falling down like crazy.
Then you'd have all the frogs. Of course, the fly issue would go away.
Yeah, but see, it's like fly issue goes away. Now everything's slippery. Have you ever stepped on a frog? That's messy.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work.
I step on a frog about every evening around 7, walking across the floor.
Can we just do this before we can't do this? They're going to either fire us or we're going to run out of time.
All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2001, Eric Weihenmayer, Eric suffered from retina shishish, became the first blind person to summit Mount Everest. After graduating with a double major from Boston College, he became a middle school teacher and wrestling coach at Phoenix Country Day School in Paradise Valley. And that is where he decided, I'm going to climb mountains. What is, I'm not even kidding. It's spelled retinoschisis. Have you ever heard of that? Retinoschisis. 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 It sounds like, Ed Sullivan just gave you a diagnosis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to retinoschisis over here.
He's bringing it.
That's right. I went the full.
He's bringing Ed Sullivan up.
Ed Sullivan.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Retinoschisis. No, he's he's a guy from around here, and he decided, it's like, I'm going to climb the 7 summits, highest point on every continent, and he did it. He actually did it. He climbed the Mount Everest, and he became one of only 150 mountaineers who have done it, and he's the only blind climber to do it. Or they took him into a very large walk-in freezer.
Oh no!
And just had him climbing over cartons of
just had to go dark with it, didn't we?
And they would go, oh my God. You're doing great, Eric. You're doing great.
Why?
Oh, by the way, what's the retinoschisis? Did you find the retinoschisis?
Yeah, it is a splitting of the eye's retina into 2 layers. That results in blindness. Yeah, you're just your retina is no longer attached the way it's supposed to be, so you just can't see.
Is Eric still in there? Yeah, he just summited those pies. We're going to need to open the restaurant soon. Just give it a minute. All right. Well, retinoschisis did not stop Eric Weihenmayer, and that's pretty good. That was 22 years ago. 20 years ago today.
It was very good.
Why
Yeah.
are you guys all looking at me with like
Well,
horrified?
The route you just took with this story?
Well, I'm just saying it's possible. How would he know?
A large walk-in and frozen pies. You got to get the guy out of there. We've got to open the restaurant. Just give him a few more minutes.
We see the hire guy can speak Nepalese. Here's your Sherpa. Hey, man, I'm your Sherpa. No. Nepalese. President.
Okay, but I'm going to have to take my shirt off.
President. Nepal.
Oh.
Why did we pay him up front? President Wallet says, put him in the freezer on a stair climber. You'll never know the difference.
Oh, jeez.
When did they get stairs at Everest? Just keep going, man. Just keep going.
This is so bad.
Oh my God.
Badfish says, Retner had a retina issue. What a name. All right. So what are we doing now? I don't know what we're doing.
Recovering.
Honestly, I thought the show was over.
Personally, I thought the week was over. It felt like Friday again.
By the way, can I just tell you guys, you know how Boomer Sooner is always trying to push the pickleball on us?
Yeah.
And well, I tell you what, pickleball causes heart attacks. You
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute now.
Back on May 13th, this guy, Tracy Markey, he went out there to play some pickleball and he had a heart attack. They saved his life. The people over there at the pickleball hut, I don't know what it's called. There's just the pickleball hut. They didn't say the name of the pickleball place, so I'm just calling it the pickleball hut. They jumped over there and they were like, oh my God, something exciting is happening at the pickleball hut. Because other than that, it's just pickleball. And they started doing the CPR, and then they called the hospital. They sent over some people, and it saved his life. So Tracy Markey, his life was saved by some pickleball people that work at the pickleball place.
So he was playing the pickleball?
Yeah.
And pickleball players?
No, pickleball workers at the front desk.
Oh, so they're attendees.
He came out in the first
attendance.
Here's how they knew there was a problem. Nobody plays pickleball sweats. So when he came out there kind of sweating, they're like, they could tell right away that something was wrong.
I'd have to call B as in B and S as an S on that one.
Because it's not a hard game. It's not like difficult. Nobody sweats. It is an air-conditioned building.
When I watched it on TV, I mean, the guy was very
Those
sweaty.
are professional pickleball players.
Oh, well.
And I think they're spritz during the commercial break just to make you think they're doing something.
Do you like a nice pickle when you have your sandwich? I had a sandwich today.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my grandson's graduation, and we had brunch afterwards. I had probably best pickle I've had in a long time. It was like a dill spear. Oh my God, it was so good. Snap, great taste.
My wife always just kind of squints and kind of glares at me when I said, "Hey, want a pickle?"
You mean like this?
Yeah, she never responds.
I just wanted
one day it might work.
Wanted to say I had a great pickle with my sandwich today. It was amazing.
Had a good pickle in your mouth?
Oh,
it's nice. I like pickles. Wait, then. I just jumped over my own joke, didn't I?
Show's over.
Oh, thank God for that. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Jason Hanson. I'm a former CIA officer and best-selling